Hey guys, hey Adam, hey Mike. How are you guys? All right, trying to. Okay. Ugh, Mike, I hear you. It's been a long day for me too. It's been a long, several days. We're gonna make it though, I guess. We have no other choice. There we go. All right. Yeah, you were telling me about that earlier, Adam. Are you liking that new gig so far? Or is it trying to kill you? Gax, yes. All right, Doug. I'm trying to. There it goes. It was actually going to let me add you.
Looks like it.
It
Yep.
did. It did.
I got to get my Bluetooth to work.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh. Hmm. Hey, Cody.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. How's it going?
It's going. It is going. We had we had Doug on for a second. Then he said something about needing to connect his Bluetooth, and then poof, he was gone. So I'm wondering if that kicked him out.
No chilling.
Hey, hey,
What's up?
what's going on?
Oh Lord.
Okay.
All right. Chilling.
There he.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey, I had to get on and let them. Man, my Bluetooth ain't even gonna work.
Ruh-roh.
What's up, Doug?
What's going on?
How you been doing, man?
Oh, and we lost him again.
What's up, Adam?
Hey,
Stuart,
Stuart.
what's up, man?
Oh, he gonna be all right.
All right.
Bruce, I like that visor. Cowboys, my man.
Man, don't even start. Don't
I'm
start with
still
me,
in
Caleb.
mourning.
Don't
Don't.
start
Yeah,
with
my
me, man.
Bluetooth is not
I'm
going
a
to work.
Cowboys fan, man. It's tough.
Oh,
It's tough.
okay,
Trust
all
me.
right.
Hey, I feel your
Okay.
pain. Trust me. I'm riding. I'm riding with you. Doug, what's going on, man? You
What's
here?
up, Doug?
What's up?
How you been doing?
Yeah, you might not need the Bluetooth. I mean, I know my device is just on my, like, it's just my phone. And I'm not using any sort of Bluetooth or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm old and deaf.
Oh,
Put your Bluetooth in there. Put your Bluetooth
It,
back in.
it won't connect.
but every single time he tries to do it, Bruce, it kicks him off.
Yeah, every time I try to mess with it, it kicks me off. So I'm just going to leave it like this.
Bruce is going to
I'm
have to speak very
going to let
loud.
Stu and them get their screenshots. They said y'all was inviting Blanche on here tonight. So I'm going to let them get their screenshots of me. And then I'm going to put the hat on so I don't
There we
look
go.
at bad, you know.
Look at that. He's repping the dog. Hey, that
Yeah.
dog food. Hey, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it's mixture 3232 is what Sarah Roach actually told me would help with my XL.
Yeah.
Hey, look. One question. What's the proper name? What does it say?
Inukshuk?
The Nook Shook?
Inukshuk? Okay.
I know. I wasn't even gonna try, Bruce. I'm not gonna lie, man.
I pretty much lived in Canada.
You like mumble it under your breath, like Inukshuk.
Inukshuk.
Yeah.
Inukshuk.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Let's see here.
Man,
Hey, so
introduce yourself. Let people know who we got on tonight, man. Let them know who you are, and man, let's dive into some dog talk, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
I mean, Doug, I'm not really anybody special. It's y'all's 2-year anniversary today. So congratulations on that. I came into the dog world a few years ago. Really started talking to Skits, like pretty heavy. Bought several dogs from him. You know, just been breeding ever since. Love it. Like I don't necessarily breed to sell pups. My number one priority is keeping anything that's good out of the litter. Last litter I had, I kept 3 out of 4 pups. Then I had a singleton. Obviously, I kept her. I kept 4 out of 11, 5 out of 11 out of the one before that, something like that. I got so many dogs, it's hard to count.
Yeah.
We don't tell my wife how many we got. No, she knows.
Around the town, be like 1, 2, 3, carry the 5.
Sometimes I gotta count with my fingers and toes. Like I gotta start counting them
After
off.
5, Doug's like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I love that, man. So why do you keep so many dogs?
Why do I keep so many dogs? Because they all bring something unique to the table that you might end up needing. Some of them I may never ever breed.
Yeah.
But it's having them there just in case I need them for something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all family pets first. I mean, so I have less than 20 dogs. So I do have a rotation system, you know, where we rotate them all into the house, not all at the same time because they're savages. They do listen better than my kids, though. So there's that.
So your kids are worse than savages.
Yeah, my daughter is because she's just like me. Yep.
Lord.
Yep. But I love it, man. Like learning new stuff every day. Timu Will Ferrell. So I'm gonna have to block Stuart. But yeah, man, like learn new stuff every day. These dogs are gonna teach you like new stuff.
Yeah.
Every single day. Every day.
Absolutely.
Yep. Love it though. A lot of fun. Cuss them out every now and then though.
I
Yep.
feel that's fair. I
Yep.
feel that's fair. I think they definitely earn that.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I had one of my pups. You know, she's at that age now. She just turned 9 months old, and she don't want to listen. And she went after one of my chickens yesterday.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
know you love
chicken's
them
fine.
chickens too.
The
Oh
chicken is good.
no.
The chicken is good, but yeah, she did get a hold of her, but you know, had to put her in her place.
Lord.
Make sure she understands the
Good
hierarchy of these
with
things.
that. Good luck with
Yep.
that.
Yes.
I mean, other than that, all my dogs are pretty good with the chickens. It's just for some reason it's like they hit that certain age and they want to test all the boundaries and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is. It's one of those things where, and then I mean, if you have, I mean, to a degree, they almost all have some form of game drive. So it's just a matter of how far they're willing to take it and if their recall's any good.
Yeah, I definitely like they all have pretty good toy drive, but and they typically don't even mess with the chickens until the chickens try to take off, and then it's like game time. You
Yeah,
know.
when they fly.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, Doug. Let's go ahead and
I'm
talk
aware of
about.
that.
Let's go ahead and say about the chickens because we're mentioning them plenty of times. So a lot of people that are viewing, they're like, "Why are y'all talking about chickens?" Like,
Yeah,
what
what
about
is?
the chickens?
Like,
What about the chickens now?
Tell
you're a
us about
chicken
the
farmer, correct?
chickens.
Yeah, so I got a lot of chickens. I honestly don't know how many chickens I got, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's enough.
Although I did find out, I thought I was the real chicken man, but I'm not because I don't have like little dress up items for my chickens. Like,
Corey.
what was it? Is it Corey Latham?
Yeah.
He
He
he's
is
got like
the chicken man.
he's hardcore. He's hardcore chicken man.
Oh yeah, he
Like I
Hey,
posted
those videos
gotta
are so
level
cool.
up.
today. Did you see that? The stuff that he posted today?
I did not. No.
You need to go and check that out. It's
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous. It's very entertaining. So
Yeah.
and yeah, so he's
I'm
got
glad he's in here
they've
was
got the
able
boys and the
to
chickens.
hear that.
So Doug, what kind of chicken do you
I
have?
got all kinds. I got barnyard mix. I got bantams. I've got AM Samanis. I've got zombie chickens. Uh,
I'm
I've
sorry.
got
Yes.
zombie.
Are
They're
those the
called
big
zombie
ones?
chickens.
I
I'll
think
have to post pictures
I think you're
later.
thinking of the Goliath chickens, the ones that are like they're like this they're about as big as
The
a
the
human being, but
I
like
have Brahmas too, like the real big chickens.
Wow.
Brahmas. Th- th- those are the ones that Skits calls the 3-foot chickens. They chase them around his yard. You know.
Do you have
probably
the chickens that when they stand they stick their chest out like they've been bodybuilders? Do you have those? You know what I'm
Like
talking
the
about?
ones like what Corey has.
yeah, the
Oh,
ones that look like an English butler where
Yeah.
they have
So his
like the chest comes out and they just need a little tray.
his are bantams. My chickens are big. I got man chickens. He got
Okay.
little baby bantams. They're like half chickens. All right. It's like Pocket and XL.
Oh
I
my
got
God,
XL chickens. He got micro exotic chickens.
Lord!
Surrounded. Yeah.
The
I
cock
do,
call out. The cock call out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
so my
gosh!
You know what though?
chickens are.
You need to meet him in the show ring because they show their
Yeah.
chickens. Do you?
Hey.
I do not. No, but I do have some show quality chickens that I just bought. The ham
Mm.
commodities. But I do not plan on showing them. No. No.
Mm-mm-mm.
But they're I love them. I love the chickens. They're fun. The what's the other birds I got? I got so many I can't even think of what they're called. Oh, guineas. I hate the guineas. I'm gonna be honest with you. The
Man,
guinea's the worst bird
I
I
was
ever had in my
not
whole
expecting
entire
that
life.
at all.
The loudest, most obnoxious birds ever.
sure is.
Yep.
Oh, Corey said he's ready anytime, anywhere.
He's gonna throw his cock on the table.
Cody had no
anytime,
idea you could show
anywhere.
chickens. Yes, you
Oh,
can.
God.
Oh, jeez, Corey. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
saw
can't even
that.
deal with him.
Yep.
Yes, but hey, back to the scheduled dog talk. I just wanted to make sure we talked about the chickens because obviously with the dog's temperament and what we're talking about, you know, with the chickens
Yeah.
being included in
Yep.
the farm, what for Clover's Farms and Bullies, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
More like a hobby farm.
Yeah.
You know, nothing big, nothing major. More of a hobby. You know, sell some eggs, give some eggs away every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter eats a lot of eggs. You know, she gives them to her dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Gives
a
them to
really
the
good
dogs.
source of protein. I mean, as far as toppers go,
Yeah.
it's a really good way to
So
get your dogs to eat kibble that they're not exactly excited about.
yeah, like so originally my idea for the chickens was get the chickens for the eggs for the dogs.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
then I like chicken math is no joke. Like you end up with 500 chickens and you know an overabundance of eggs that you have no idea what to do with. So then you buy incubators and you start hatching your own chickens.
Yeah,
So
I do that now.
that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's about right. That's about right. So
My wife
when
is
it
sitting
comes
there doing hand gestures to me. I don't know what.
to throwing gang
Oh, she's telling
signs.
me to scoot the camera back. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
You're
why.
doing the
like
opposite of
we're
Jerry. Jerry was like focused on the
the
Oh
other
yeah, I'm doing that Jerry thing, except I got the
you
weird
think
beard.
Yeah.
instead of this glorious
Oh,
Yeah.
beard, we're
Yeah,
getting
I
the
don't
nook
have the
shook. We
Jerry
were getting the
beard.
afro for a second there though.
Yeah, I mean, I
Until you put a
see
hat on it.
y'all get Jerry with the best beard, then y'all get Sinatra with the bully historian, and then y'all get the best afro. Well, not anymore, but
Oh man. Hey, I would take it any day of the week.
yeah.
hey, Doug, before we get off the subject, though, I need some fertile eggs, man.
What's that?
I need some fertile eggs. I need to hatch out some of them big chickens that you got.
Yeah.
I'll buy some from you. We'll talk about it, though, off the
So
record.
yeah, I got you.
All right.
Skits likes to trade puppies for chickens.
Is that before or after he runs from them?
Both
Oh my
the little
gosh.
babies.
Lord Jesus.
Let's see here. Someone had asked a question a minute ago, and I have completely lost it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got ADD, so I'm gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, apparently me too. I'm useless. It's been a wild last several days. I'm an absolute space cadet.
Yeah. Well, hey Doug, I got a question.
What's up?
I want to dive into your program. So you said that Skits program, you started buying dogs from him, so why? What is the baseline of your program and where are you really taking your program? What are you going for here? Because you have a vision and me and you've talked plenty of times and I kind of want to dive into that because I love talking dog with you.
So my vision ultimately, like when we bought our very first dog, was like 2019, 2020, something like that. We bought him with no intentions to breed, but his bloodline stems from like old school Gotti line, Razor's Edge. So definitely fell in love like with that Gotti line side. And then the breeder that we got him from has worked with Skits quite a bit. And then I ended up buying it's like a Chevy Camelot Red Lion dog from her, looking for something to breed with him. Ended up, meeting Skits and getting the Aries daughter. Really been researching, pets and stuff for probably 6-8 months by that point, and just fell in love with techno and like that whole side, and it's just game over from that point. So really kind of like that old school Muggleston Gotti line, techno lines is where I'm at.
Awesome.
And then you toss in that Chevy Camelot, to clean up some stuff if you need,
I love
But
that.
I'll
You know
tell
what
you,
each
like,
blood is
I got a
bringing.
lot of hate from a lot of people
Yeah.
when I did that breeding with my red dog and Aries' daughter, because he's not, you know, he's 23 inches tall and 100 pounds. You know, he's not like, he's not 130, 140 pounds, 160 pounds. He ain't got a 30-inch head like everybody else's dogs, but he's clean, and you know, he's got pretty good drive. Um, and I've watched, you know, quite a few breedings kind of incorporating that blood with that techno Muggleston blood,
Mhm.
and every single one of them hit. So to me, it was a no-brainer.
Right.
You know, obviously, you know, his COI and her COI were exactly the same. They were both at 8%. So I
Hey, there you
knew going into it that litter was going to take after her, you know, for the most part. And that's exactly what I was wanting. You know, clean versions, big, thick versions, and that's what I got. So,
Hey, I mean, man, you can't shake a stick at that.
no,
You really can't.
no.
Yeah. Hey, real
So,
quick, Nate, main event. Damn you. Talking about I could be the Dr. Phil of bullies, man. Damn you.
Oh, Dr.
Damn
Phil.
you.
Mason,
Touche, by the way. That is good. But no, hey,
he's got
that
jokes tonight.
I had
I'm
to say
here
that. I
for
had
it.
to say that. Make sure he knew how I felt since I was typing it. But Dove, I'd love that every breeding, you're looking at every blood and you understand what each blood brings,
Yep.
and you're incorporating that for what that blood brings. You know, with Gotti Lines Muggleston, like obviously, you know, that's my talk all day. Gotti Lines, most universal blood. I think that's honest.
Yeah,
Goes with anything.
I agree with you on that for sure. Yep.
Yes, but all right. So with the Chevy Camelot, I like that. I like that. I love techno. Obviously, that's Muggleston's Gotti line. So what are you trying to get out of the Chevy Camelot? What are you bringing that in for? Because you kind of touched on, but you didn't go into too much.
So I like a little drive. You know, I like a dog that, you know,
It's a
wants to
dog.
be, yeah, wants to be a dog and do dog stuff, and you know, do sports if we want them to do sports. And honestly, I mean, Ruby, Aries' daughter, she's got a lot of drive. She's the only dog on my yard that can keep up with the German Shepherds all day long. And
Nice.
she's, you know, she's a little 18 and a half inches, 18 and a quarter inches tall, you know, 85, 90 pounds. And she's a little bullet, man.
Yeah.
Got a lot of drive. Her daughter, Lucy, just like her, got that drive, but she's tall. You know, she's taller. She's probably, you know, 20 and a half, 21 inches tall. But I just love that Chevy Camelot. It's got a little splash of Red Lion in there. You know,
Doug, you know what?
good stuff.
It's a wonder. It's a wonder that you still got chickens on your yard, because that blood like that crossed up is a little hot. And
They got some game drive.
man,
Hey,
look,
that's
I'm telling you,
true. I didn't know where you're going with that, but
I
it's
don't want
true.
no Camelot blood on
I
my
was thinking
yard.
of
Not
putting
no
down on the
Yeah.
ocean. Here we go.
You know.
So I would say the majority of my red dog is Chevy. He's majority
What dog?
Chevy.
What dog? What Chevy blood did he come off of? What
So,
dog?
so he is Champion Duya Rouge's grandson. His mom is Code Blues Lilith,
Okay.
and she's heavily line bred. I think she's about, I can't even, I don't want to lie, but she's line bred. But she's off of Champion Duya Rouge, and Red looked just like his mom. But that Camelot side, like it come out more in his offspring than it does in him.
Yeah.
As far as their drive goes, like he's got one of his daughters, Zeba, who's doing IGP or whatever it is, IPO. I don't know, the bite sports.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
And
some of
she's
those
excelling.
some of
She's doing great.
those dogs you can really kind of stretch the limits of what can be done with them. So
Yep.
like there's events out there, you know, down to like hunting rats and barns,
Yeah.
precision coursing, and I mean they Mary Scribner, she's actually at an event, not I want to say it was over this last weekend, perhaps. They were they were climbing walls.
Yep.
And it was just amazing. And I just remember being like, gosh, I wonder, unlike my pocket, who I don't think he's going to gain much air.
No.
Something tells me
Actually,
I
I'm gonna get some pictures and
I
videos.
don't think that pocket's going to jump too high. But my XL, I actually think with the framework
Yeah.
that he has and the athleticism, I kind of wonder how high he could climb up that thing. I really do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some pictures and videos this coming up week of a few of the dogs that I got, like some nice action shots.
Yeah.
Because they can get some pretty good air.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? New South Kennel, I want to kind of like talk on what he said.
Yep.
He said he liked the Great Line before Gotti. And I liked the Great Line also before Gotti, but Gotti had a big impact in the
Right.
game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It
mean, you
had a
can't
big
deny that.
impact. Yeah, and that's what everybody branched off. They changed to Gotti line. You know what I'm saying? And I said this before, Caleb and Amanda know I had two direct dogs off of Notorious One Gotti. And I wish today that I could have stored semen, but you never know what's gonna come about. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
No.
People store, if you got a good lineage of dogs, do not let it get away. Always store semen. Store
Yeah.
semen.
Who do y'all
20,
use?
30 years down the road, you can bring it back.
Yeah,
You can bring it back.
you absolutely could.
I
I mean,
think it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot is storing. Who do y'all work with to store? Like, you guys use your local vet? You
Yeah,
guys use somebody?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do.
I've
Yeah,
been in
we've got a
contact
local
with
repro vet.
Bruce's vet. I've been in contact with Bruce's vet, and he told me exactly, like, winter months, things like that. So, but yeah, Bruce's vet was who we were going to go through.
Yep.
But yes, I heard about people in North Carolina, and that's the bully community needs to really know what the repo vets that really are storing. I've heard of a very good repo vet up in North Carolina, and it's a very cheap yearly storage fee. Of course, there's that first polling, testing, things like
Yep.
that. But then after that, I heard it's pretty easy to work with. Sean German, one of the ones that told me about it. There's a couple of them that use it up there. I believe Mark and Tamara use the same vet up there too, but they got a very good repo vet up there, and apparently they got quite a bit of storage because that's some breeders that are probably pulling quite often.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
once we find that place that can do it like that, yeah, we need to tell each other because it needs to be discussed. If you have
Yeah,
a
'cause
dog that's
I've heard of
really
people using
generational,
companies like overseas and stuff, but I
Mhm.
don't hear much about, like people's local vets doing it or, anything like that.
Hey, Bruce, we've got a couple people asking, as far as your repro vet is concerned, how much are they charging you for drawn storage?
Um, they charged me the last time. I think it was like 400, about 400 and something dollars, and that's with the collection and everything, and doing the dilute and everything, and storage fee. That's 1 year of storage fee because they only charge like $100 for 1 year storage fee. You
Okay.
can in one storage fee, you can put like 40
yeah,
straws in one storage fee.
It's not
okay,
So
bad.
40 straws
It's
for
not bad.
$100, you can't beat that.
$100
You know what
a
I'm saying?
year
You
for
can't
40
beat.
straws. That is not bad at all. Think
Yep.
about
Does that
that,
all have to
man.
be the same dog? Can it be different dogs?
I don't know,
The
but I think it
$400
could be
probably got to be
different
paid on
dogs.
each individual dog, but the
Right.
storage fee is probably going to be
Yeah,
about the same, I would think.
I would
yeah.
certainly hope
The
so.
storage
That'd be
fee
way
gonna be the
more
same.
convenient, I think.
I know.
If you can't afford $100 a year, you know what I'm saying?
For
If you get
40
your
straws,
dogs collected, I mean, yeah.
We broke, Bruce.
He's like, we
You
so
got
broke
too
we
many.
can't even pay attention.
uh, and the vet that I use, if y'all want to get in contact with them, is River Singing Animal Clinic in Louisville, Mississippi. Dr. Craig is who I use. Dr. Craig.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Craig. See, now y'all ain't going to forget the doctor's name when you call tomorrow. Oh, y'all welcome.
Actually, you know what? This month right here is for me to pay my $100. So I got to square up on. I got to call. They already emailed me, so I got to call before the month is out to pay my $100 for
They're
Nixon.
holding your straws hostage.
That's what's up, though.
Oh,
I
man.
like that, man. This is good talk. This is good. Really, just putting that out there. And Bruce, man, thank you for putting that out there. And man, hey, pay them fees, man. Pay
Oh,
them
yeah.
fees now, Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. I need to find a place and start putting some straws back too, for sure.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right. You absolutely don't, especially when you're, again, just like you said a minute ago, you're trying to bring something back that, you know, you're just trying to rein it back in, even if tragically, obviously that dog is not present.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have the opportunity to do that, especially, you know, for not even just nostalgia, but obviously to round everything back in. So yeah, definitely recommend that.
Yep. Yep.
We had a couple people ask earlier on in the show, where are you located?
Kentucky,
Nice.
located in South Central Kentucky. I'm about an hour south of Louisville, about an hour and a half north of Nashville, just off of 65.
Great.
Yep.
Straight.
hey,
Close
just
to
off,
everything.
we're just off 65 too. That's straight shot.
Okay.
Hey,
You say you're off of 65?
yeah, right off
Yep.
65, literally. So we're a straight shot.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I can hear the interstate from my house.
Oh, boo.
I'm
Yeah.
not that close.
Well, no, I mean, I got like 120 acres between me and the interstate,
Yeah.
but I can still hear it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if there's not a lot of, like, we live on a hill, so even though there's a train yard like several miles away, we can actually still hear all of that.
Yep.
It's wild, just because
Yeah, I'm
that
up
very
on top of
little
the
sounds
in
hill
right up.
between.
too. So.
There's very few people that live in Kentucky, so there's very little in between. So that sound radiates.
That's true.
Sound
And
absorption.
we're all
is-
related too, for real. That's why Stu moved
Yeah,
up
like
to
that's no
Indiana.
joke.
No, that's why Stu moved up to Indiana. He had to get away from all of his family.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
But hey, Doug,
sometime this evening, we're probably gonna hear Bruce's trains.
yes.
I'm going to mute it out.
You did.
He always
Don't
says
you
that,
rob
never
me.
does.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
He never makes it in time.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you.
oh,
Hey,
So,
Doug, I
Doug,
really like what we were talking about, though, with the Bloods, man. I like that you understand the Bloods and really understand what your dogs derive from, because a lot of people are breeding dogs and they're really looking at just the dogs, or
Yep.
they're looking at maybe a generation or two, but they don't even know the blood, the true blood that's behind these dogs. Like, they think kennel names. And, you know, as someone new in the game, like, you know, we've all been there to us, like, at some point. So the kennel name, yes, that was an easy indicator. And at the origin of the Bloods, that was the kennel name. You know,
Yep.
Muggleston, Gotti, you know, etc. But now we got to do a little more diving and understand really what these Bloods derive from. So I love that you understand what they derive from and really what you're pulling from, because that needs to be discussed. You know, again, people need to understand the Bloods and what Bloods are really out there. 'Cause we see kennel names all the time on the Bloods. If you ask people what their blood, like what blood, you know, is this, man, it's such and such. I'm not going to say any kennel names, but it's, you know, they'll say the kennel name, like, okay, what blood is that?
Yep.
And they just kind of, well,
blank. And they're like, oh no.
There's very few bloodlines within the bully, but I'm the furthest thing from an expert. But I do, like, when I'm looking up a ped, I'll go back as many generations as I can, because I want to. Number one, I want to see the phenotype of all those dogs. You know, I want to see what the drive is of all those dogs, how it's progressed over, you know, through each generation, because I don't want hot dogs. I want, you see what I did, hot dog. I
You want
don't
a
want
dog?
dog. You know what I'm saying? But I want a dog that's got some drive, that has a good off
Yeah,
switch. You know, if we
absolutely.
need them to have an off switch, you know.
Ooh.
Yes, got to, and that's what the bully's all about. That off switch. It's about getting that off switch. I understand what you're saying. I like a dog. A dog should be a
Yeah.
dog. A dog's a protector. A dog, a companion, loyal breed. Like they are there to still protect. Like that is still. I want that dog in them where they understand that's family. And yes, so I understand what you're saying. Like
Yep.
he's not talking about a hot dog. Either kind of hot dog. I don't know. Maybe Doug is, but.
Hey, Doug, I'm gonna say this too right here, man. And you said something, and I'm gonna elaborate on it real quick. Is because Chevy blood do clean up a lot of stuff in
Yep.
dogs, and people don't understand that. You know, back in the day, that's all people had to weight pull. You know what I'm saying? They had strong rears, they had good feet,
Yep.
everything about. If you on that track, your dog got to be clean. I mean, it's got to have good feet, good rear, everything. All that comes together in weight pulling.
Yep.
And I still got
That
old
background.
Chevy. I still got Chevy dogs right now. I got Chevy dogs, but it come off the lineage of Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to Two Chain. You know what I'm saying? Them dogs back in the day, they was clean, they were strong. I mean, you can breed them to anything and they will clean anything up, just like right now.
Yep.
That's how I got my yard clean, breeding to the old
There
Chevy blood,
we
and I
go.
still got it. I
There we
still got
go.
it.
Yep.
Still
Preserve
got
it,
it.
preserve it,
'Cause
freeze
that's
it,
right.
preserve it, and that's what you're doing. That's why that's why I look at you as a mentor, and I love it because you breed for you. You breed for that old school, and you're preserving it, Bruce. I love it.
Yep.
That's what people need to do. Like, man, preserve this old look. Don't, because we're bringing in the gene pool's getting. People say it's shrinking. Well, we keep bringing in different things. I don't know if it's shrinking, enlarging, shrink. I don't know. But anyways, like that old school dog, the real, like, just let's preserve it. Man, be calculated with your outcrosses.
Yep.
Like, do the
Mhm.
breed right. Line breed when correct. Like, outcross when correct. Really understand what you're getting yourself into and understand how to breed before you do
Yep.
it.
Do the research.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
the
in the
research. Guys.
process of line breeding, like going two different directions, but it's all gonna, kind of crash together
Yeah.
eventually. That Muggleston blood over here, and then I got that GK Gotti line over here,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be starting to do some line breeding with that GK Gotti line because I want to make my outcross stud from that
Here
to eventually
we go.
go with, the line breeding that I've been doing with all this techno stuff. So,
Nice.
yep.
Now, the Muggleston that you have, there's kind of a somewhat of a split off. There is, the older lines, and then there's literally
Mine-
post-jacks.
Mine's more the techno side. Got some phenom bullies in there from Justin Mentier, two-time Stone Cold phenom on my female off of Aries, which has got some big baller blood behind that. But most of the Muggleston stuff that I have is the techno line stuff.
Yeah.
But then I've got a female that is line bred, half siblings between Aries and Mocha, Muggleston's Mocha, who's got some of the older stuff behind her. That I'll be doing a line breeding with her daughter coming up probably in January.
Yeah.
With her line bred nephew. So, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, thinking several steps ahead. That's how sometimes you got to do it. I
Yep.
mean, if you're trying to create a program, that's kind of that's the blueprint for it is thinking several breedings ahead in order to have an end goal.
Yes. And let's magnify something real quick on something he said. Like in this programs, like do this. You said that you are building your outcross stud.
Mm-hmm.
You are literally breeding your line breeding, the techno, things like that we elaborated on. But you said that you're building outcross. I love that. You are putting your hands on the outcross. You understand the outcross. You know what you're bringing in. and you know what you're adding. You're seeing the lineage of it because you are building that fine-tuning outcross to bring into your program. And I
Right.
love that, man.
And it's not that somebody else out there may not have something, that I could use, because, man, there's hundreds of amazing studs out there
Yeah.
that I could use. But I just, it's just something like I want to build my own,
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, speaking of which, Stuart's asking what your next breeding in is, and like what you hope to accomplish with that specific breeding, that next one.
Well, I've got 2 of them coming up. One of them is going to be with Caleb Leviticus,
Ooh,
with my female Lucy, who is off of my Aries daughter and off of my red male. So she's got that Chevy side behind her,
okay.
and she's got that techno line, behind her. So it's going to be, I consider it a line breeding, because they're, it's 6-time techno all up front, dual champion Aries, champion Do Your Rouge, grand champion Genesis is in there, Trouble Man, all the good ones, there's a no-brainer. Like,
Oh, it's
I've been
going to be a
watching you
hitter.
guys since he was a pup, man, and then they started posting like some updated pictures, and it's like, yeah, that's the one right there. He's a bad little stud, and he's still a puppy.
Yeah, he's still
Yep.
young. He's still
Yep.
young. It's crazy. It's crazy to find out how young he is. You're like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
He's a
How
grown
old
man.
was he? What was it, about 14 months?
14 months.
Yep.
14 months. He is a grown man. That is a bull, man. I love him.
I mean, just this time next year, man, he's gonna be a completely different dog.
Ooh, a sumo. I can pull in and sumo as his granddad's. Oh my God. Pop that's about to take place. If y'all are watching Leviticus, you will be. He is not popped. That is puppy.
No.
Oh,
He's
man.
going to bring a whole new element that I'm not saying you ain't ready.
His
But
I'm
it's gonna,
ready.
it's gonna be something that's unexpected, and it's gonna be one of those awesome surprises, because yeah, he's packing a different punch.
Yes.
Yep.
But Doug, what other breeding
And
you
then
got, man? That was
my other
one of
breeding
the
that
breedings.
I got. What's that?
I said, what other breeding that you have though?
So my other
I don't want to get
one is a dual champion Aries daughter and Muggleston Mocha's daughter. So they're both techno kids. And then I got my male Rip, who is off of 2 Aries kids, Bronson and Shy.
I like Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson's a bad boy too. Red Dog. He's also so he's off of Chevy as well.
Yeah.
So he Bronson is my red male's cousin, essentially. They're both dual champion or champion Do Your Rouge grandsons. So it all kind of mixes, and coincides together. So I bought Rip and River at the same time. They're like 2 weeks apart, 2 separate litters, 2 weeks apart. And I bought both of them at the same time, knowing exactly, when the time comes, they're going together first. So it's been almost 2 years in the making with them.
They going together first.
They are. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I just like that the way you put it. They going together.
They've been a couple since I got them. Inseparable.
Oh man.
Oh, Lord help you.
Oh.
Well, so you're doing all of this work to create a more balanced, more healthy animal, with all the breed type that you can muster without sacrificing, any sort of, health or mobility.
Yep.
Are you doing that for the show ring? Do you plan on I know you're actively showing, but I know that you've got plans.
So my goal is I've got several dogs that I know for a fact would champ out. I just have to, take that time and show them. I wanted to start this year, but, we had some things come up, just wasn't able to do it. But But 2025, that's, after I do these 2 breedings early in the year, I won't do any more breedings for 2025. And my goal is to get in that show ring and start champing dogs out.
Yeah. Also, other than being in the show ring, you plan on
Yeah, so co-hosting a show with Stuart Flagg, Sean Fredericks, and Matt Jones in Louisville, Kentucky on May 24th, Saturday. It's at the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center. Pretty
What's it
big
called?
venue. I think it's like 22,000 square feet, right next to Kentucky Kingdom. So bring the family. And we want to put an emphasis on XLs. We want XLs to show up in force. We already know the micros and the exotics and the pockets and standards are going to show up. XLs need to show out too. So, everybody's always, talking about, my dog is this and my dog is that. And that's why we named the show Pull Up or Shut Up. So, yep.
I like that.
I'm
Yes.
bringing my vet scale with me and my mild tape.
There we go.
There you
Hey,
go.
we will be there.
Hey,
Stuart
Yep.
Flagg. Hey, huge shout out to you.
Hey, Doug, don't be telling people you're gonna bring that scale. Now they won't show up
That,
then, man.
yeah,
You gotta
right.
keep that.
Hey, you're right.
Hey, you gotta keep that a secret. Don't tell them that, man.
My scale is broke, y'all, and I'm too broke to buy another one. So
Oh,
man.
Lord. But yeah, hey, Stuart Flagg, man, shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing. Hey, they're co-hosting the show, man. We will be there in attendance, man. He called me the other day. Incredible thing that we talked about. Hey, tune in Friday. I'll actually be going on live with them. We'll kind of be diving into our program and talking about the show as well, and a special thing that they commemorated. So, man, I appreciate you, Doug. I haven't talked to you since that. I appreciate you, man. Real talk, man. Seriously.
Hey, man, that was Stuart's idea. I just, it's a no-brainer for me. So, yep.
But man, that was heartfelt. Yeah, y'all tune in Friday, and man, Stuart again, man. Shout out to you. And hey, when's y'all show? And what's the name one more time?
So it's Pull Up or Shut Up. It's May 24th, 2025 in Louisville, Kentucky, and it is a Saturday next to Kentucky Kingdom. It's gonna be a fun day.
I'm probably gonna take off. I'm not working. I'll probably be with that one.
Yep.
Hey,
yeah.
no, there ain't no probably, Bruce. We are going. And then Doug, there ain't no probably about getting in the ring. Get out there and do it, man. Like, man, let's really encourage each other. Like the XL world, especially. Like, I know every class of dogs. We're all American Bully, but man, let's really push each other to the next level. And Doug, man, what we're doing, the breeding that we're doing, man, it's amazing. And it's like, I love it. Like, this is what needs to take place. Like, it's really just getting together and building a nice bull and pushing each other forward. So, Bruce, let's go to the show. Amanda, let's go to the show. Y'all show out.
So
May 24th, 2025.
Two BRC sanctioned shows and a fun show. Jonathan Kusiamba, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Probably not. But he's the one hosting the fun show.
Kuchimba.
What's that?
I call him Cucumber because I never can get his last name right.
Yeah, I probably butchered it.
It's Kusiamba.
Kusiamba. I was close.
Yeah.
You were.
But yeah, he'll be there. He's hosting the fun show, which I'm looking forward to. It's gonna be a fun time. Yeah, and you can sign up with BRC right there.
Yeah, they've gotten very, very, very good at that. Like, I don't think I've ever been to a BRC show where they didn't have on-site registration right there. So that way, even if you don't have it already, because I know that Chloe was asking, but yeah, so just bring your ABKC paperwork for your dogs, and then go ahead and fill out the it's called a temp registration, but technically what they do is they take that and they use it to create your actual registration, and then you send them the images of your ABKC paperwork for them to go ahead and file it. And then you get your BRC papers in the mail later, but your dog gets to show that day.
Right then and there.
Or it's several months down the road, you could go ahead and register your dogs now.
Yeah. If it's, obviously, if it's several months out, you got some time to go ahead.
Just to avoid that registering them there. Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
so
I
it's
mean,
Yeah.
me,
endorsing.
I like to procrastinate, so I'll probably wait until that day. But listen, I got adult dogs I ain't never even registered yet, and I typically I'll wait until I'm getting ready to breed them, and then I'm scrambling around having to pay that extra $50 to make sure I get the papers back in time. So that's why I'm broke.
It's not that. This is why I'm broke.com. This is like, no,
Yeah,
that's
my
literally
gosh.
why I'm broke.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, after a year, like for people that don't know what he's talking about, after a year, you do have to pay an additional fee, and then you actually have to send in pictures of your your dog at that point. Hard to call it puppy, like getting out of the puppy stage.
Yep.
To register the dog after 12 months. So if you don't register the puppy with the puppy registration, you do have to send in pictures with the
Yes.
puppy registration.
So don't just sit on that
So don't
puppy
be like
paperwork.
Doug. Don't be like Chicken Man. Register your dogs.
Yeah, register them dogs right now.
Only
So
in
my
Kentucky.
brother asked what kind of bourbon I was sipping on tonight.
Bring it out. There we go.
What is that?
No,
That's French.
hey, Chloe. No, to avoiding confusion, I'm sorry. No. For
So
BRC, you just have to bring
Mr.
ABKC
Barrel Strength.
paperwork.
Yeah. So right, Chloe. What they were saying, or what Caleb was saying, was that once you get your litter registration, your puppy paperwork from your breeder for the puppy that you purchased, go ahead and do whatever you've got to do to go ahead and send that in to get your permanent registration for that puppy. Because if you wait until after it's 12 months, then technically you're open, it's an open registration. It's an independent or what is it called? There's a technical term for it, but by that point, you have to, in order to do that, you have to send not just your paperwork, but pictures of the actual
Yes.
dog. So
So
it's
register them
a couple
before
extra
12 months.
steps.
Register them as quickly as possible. After 12 months, you have to send in pictures with the puppy registration if you don't register them before 12 months. The blue puppy registration paperwork. Send it in, get them registered.
Yep. Don't be like me.
Don't be like the chicken bourbon man.
Because then I cuss myself out for having to do all that. Actually, I'm lying to y'all. My wife is going to do it. So
So Doug,
it's
Doug, when a breeding's taking place, pushes it onto his wife, puts pressure on her to get the dogs registered.
yep.
Is okay. I just want to make sure. Brittany, you are a strong
Yeah.
woman.
Because I'm like, you ain't got them puppies registered yet. Like,
He's gonna murder you.
I thought she did the secretary work. I got to pick up all the dog poop.
Joe admin.
Oh my gosh! Hey, when Doug gets a shovel and he gets a little dig, he just keeps going. He just keeps.
He's just
Oh,
gonna. At this point, he's rented a bulldozer for that hole
yeah,
he's digging for
listen,
himself. He's just.
I got a permanent backhoe where I just continue to dig all day and all night. So,
You're doing great, sir.
yeah,
You're doing great.
she's used to it. She's used to it. We've been married since 2002.
He just
So a long time.
And you're still
trying to get some kudos.
Hey,
Hey,
y'all,
he knows.
listen. I keep her around because I hide her inhalers from her. That way she can't go nowhere. She'll have a hard time breathing without me.
Literally.
Breath of fresh air.
Oh, God bless her. Oh, Brittany, I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
She says, Doug, you are the backhoe.
Yep.
There's gonna be a back joke.
That was coming back. Yeah.
I had a special request
No pun intended.
to talk about strong rears.
Oh my God.
Please don't mention Brittany. She may or may not kill you right now. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure
no,
she's
I'm
got a great rear, but I'm just saying, you're bringing it up.
I was wondering if Caleb was ever going to notice that photo behind me, but I'll bring it up.
What photo? You got a big ass head.
Now, to be fair, Doug, we can't
see a photo
really see
at all.
Oh, you might have to zoom in a little.
I know I got
shit.
Man.
Hey, what happened to Bruce? Where'd Bruce go?
Jesus.
I don't know. now,
That's
it has taken a lot to not actually be like, oh, I really like your, liquor cabinet. Show me more, like, show me what all you have on there, just so like you already zoom in. But
Yeah.
we were just trying
oh
to
my
see if it just happened naturally for
Oh
you to see
man.
it. And you sure didn't.
Lord
God.
Jesus.
Listen, when Nakaya posted that, I died. I died that day, and I was reborn.
Oh shoot. Oh
All right.
man.
Yeah.
For everyone that's lost on what's taking place, so Doug, for some reason, I don't. He's got a picture framed of me on his drink cabinet of Nakaya. Man, bless her heart. Lord Jesus, I love that woman.
That's you.
She took a picture and she's like, "Hey, check this out!" Like she did like
Good dream.
stretch my hips on the little, and then she's like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, post it. I don't care. Like it's funny shit." So Doug,
Yeah,
took
it
it
got a
and
really
man.
strong
sent it.
response.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
just say that.
yeah.
Like that's
Yeah. That went viral for sure. That went
Oh
viral.
my gosh,
Yeah.
Stuart wants a poster.
That was funny
Yeah.
though.
that's
When you called me
hilarious.
last week, it popped in my head when I was on the phone with you. I'm like, I'm printing that out, and that's gonna be in the background.
Hey, damn right, and it better not go
And
anywhere after this. Keep it up.
now I'm
Jay.
selling posters, and Stuart's gonna be the first one to
Yeah,
buy one.
I mean, he's already put in his order. Thank you very
Listen,
much.
we're
Oh
gonna.
my
Hey,
gosh.
if y'all show up to the show on May 24th next year, we're gonna hand them out at the door, and Caleb's gonna be there signing autographs.
Damn right. I will. Yes.
That ass
Oh
though.
man.
Yes.
Man,
No,
that
man,
was a good one.
that was good stuff. Hey,
All
also
right,
too,
But Doug, man, you framed it though, for
He
real
did. He
too.
listen.
framed it.
I just printed it, and I laid it on top of the frame with a little tape.
where is it? Like you expected me to see it? I can't see it.
It's
See, I
like
can see
behind
it.
the bottle on his far left, up on the
Nope,
the
Oh,
second
The
shelf.
bottle's
oh
in the
man.
way,
you can't
man.
see it right there.
The bottle's in the way. No.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Brittany is aiding and abetting.
We
She's
only see
aiding
the
and abetting. So I
bottle.
got the hook up on Walgreens for posters.
Yep.
Oh my
Mm.
Oh
God.
man.
Oh,
That's
you're in so
funny.
much trouble, Caleb. Woo!
Doug,
That's gonna be
that's my
Main
boy right
Street.
there.
Yep.
Woo, man.
That is hilarious though.
That's
Hey,
funny.
this is what I love. This is why I love that we do this. This is why I love this community. You know, like, man, every single one of y'all I met through this, just dogs.
Yep.
Like Doug, the connection that we have, the relationship we have where we're able to call and talk dogs. And that's why I love talking dog with you. Like, and that's why I wanted to put emphasis on the bloodlines because you understand them.
Yep.
On the breedings that you're doing because there's a reasoning behind them. And then you have breedings paired up for the future. Like you already know how to fuse these. And that's what I like. I like when I see a breeding, I'm just like, huh, why? But then I ask the person, like, hey, what's the reasoning? And they're like, well, this is the reason because I'm bringing this in and this is how I'm going to lock it in.
Yep.
When there's
Because I
really
got 2
deep
lilac
thought
dry
process
dogs, and I'm
behind
about
it.
to make some bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yes. Hey, Walt's got a good question, and Walt's been very active. Walt, we really do appreciate that, man. We really do. Seriously. He asked, does anyone have a favorite bloodline? Doug. Well, that's obviously you're the topic of discussion tonight. So take it away.
I wouldn't necessarily say a favorite because I think like, and it's not even really necessarily bloodlines. Like I love that, like what I got on my yard, like that Muggleston, Gotti line, Chevy, kind of mixing it all in together,
One blood,
you know.
one blood, one blood. Terrible. Great question. Terrible answer. One
Yeah,
blood. What's your
I'm
favorite blood?
terrible at answers. I'm like a politician. I'm gonna give you everything but what you want.
One, Doug.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, if I had to choose one, it's and like I said, it's not even a bloodline necessarily, but it's that techno line stuff. I love it.
I would consider that a bloodline.
Yeah.
I think it's made its way, especially through breeders that are actively preserving it as opposed to just kind of using it as a tool and then moving
A
on. There are others
distinct look has been
like
formed.
Caleb who
A
are
distinct look
preserving.
has been formed. Techno throws a distinct look. That's the main factor of it. People talk about, oh, it's this many generations. I don't give a damn how many generations. If there's not a distinct look, it's not a bloodline.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
not. There's not actually a some sort of equation for that. It's literally like once the productions are so consistent that literally like you can tell what blood's behind it. Then obviously at that point you're just like, oh, okay, that's a
Exactly. And thank
bloodline.
you for
My
saying that.
brother
Seriously.
John said whatever Gator is. Gator's the Genghis Khan,
Yeah,
the GK blood, which is, I love it. A lot of people, are scared of it. I think if it's done right, you get some great dogs
GK's
out
got
of it.
so many variations of
Right.
bloodlines
You got like
because
that
it's gone
old
so
school
many
GK
directions.
look. You got that new school GK look. I like the old stuff. The new stuff is great too, but I just, I like that old stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a different dog, man.
my,
Different.
even my Adonis has GK in him. It's off of but speaking of what Caleb said earlier, there's just so many variations of it. The GK in his bloodline actually came from Kimbo's aunt, bred back to Razor's Edge. So, like, it's a different, offset of.
Yeah, I mean, Kimbo is pretty far back, and Gator's Pit. I think 4 generations is the closest that he's in there. But he's got it, through like Odd Job, and then he's also got it through Swiper on his mom's side. But then he's also got Mac 10 on both sides as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Mac 10, man. It's such an underrated dog. Like, he needs to be talked about more. That dog has influenced the bully world.
Yeah. Yeah. There are people that don't even realize until they they didn't realize that he's in their bloodline, like he's in their pedigree. It's insane. But like they go back and they're like, oh, I've heard this name before. And you're like, yeah, you weren't looking.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yep.
Yeah, Bruce, what's your favorite bloodline?
Man, my favorite is Old Chevy bloodline. That's my favorite bloodline because one, man, they muscle genetically. 2, they have power. You know what I'm saying? And number 3, they'll clean up your life.
Yep.
I love and they athletic. They athletic. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. They're all around
Your
dog.
life.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I bred
He's shy.
one. I bred one of my females to a red line dog that had bad feet. She had 10 puppies. It was 2 that came out with they wasn't bad as the dad, but it was only 2 that came out with kind of like twisted a little bit.
Yeah.
I pet home them, but the 8 of them, they were straight. You couldn't even tell it was red line, but I had the red line genetics. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I had the genetics, but I cleaned up the feet, and I kept one female here. I got one female here, and she got good feet, and she wide.
Yeah.
So even the Red Lion side on my red male was doing weight pull. Simba.
Simba, you own Simba?
Huh?
You had Simba?
Oh no. I'm saying he's in my red male's head.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, I got you. What 3 generations back?
Yeah, I think right at I have to look, to be honest with you.
Probably
About
gonna
3,
be probably about 3.
maybe 4.
Okay.
Yep. But his
Amanda.
mom was heavy line bred. I want to say it was like something like 11 or 14 times, like Chevy red back there. Yeah, I see. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
Look, Doug, you know
no.
how the feet came about in redline blood, right?
What's that?
Let's go.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Like the Easy Westy stuff?
Yeah, I
Let's
can tell you how that
Let's
came
go,
about.
Uncle Bruce.
Let's come on now.
Back after General, the General came with good feet. All right, Marlon had the General.
Yep.
You know, you remember him and Trent, they kept going about. Okay, they had some kind of confrontation against
Yeah.
each other. But anyway, it's this lady in Florida named, I think her name in a minute. Trent bought her out. Okay. She had Avant blood. Avant was a guy that started these dogs with no paperwork. Some kind of way they got paperwork on them. I don't know how they did it.
Mm.
But when he added the Avant blood to the dogs, that's how they start coming out. But they was built the same. They had the same genetics, but the Avant blood came with the feet. And so it carried on to the red line blood. That's what happened to it. It was Tran was doing good. You know what I'm saying? He had clean feet at first, and then when he went to that Avant blood, it messed it all up.
I think a
Oh,
And the
lot of the
lady,
stuff he's doing now has got
I
way
forget
better
this,
feet.
I forget this lady name, but she lived in Florida. Tran bought her whole yard. Her whole yard.
dang.
Crazy. Yeah, see, Tran ain't broke. I'm broke. Tran over there balling. Got the McLaren.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's how the feet came in play.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
I'm
a
so
lot of the
pissed.
newer stuff that he's doing now, the feet's way better.
Yeah, he done cleaned it up a little bit,
Yep.
but I still see, and the thing about it, man, I mean, everybody got their type of height. They don't mind the feet. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind the feet. They looking at the structure of the dog. You know what I'm saying? But hey, people like it, people don't.
All
So,
right. So
but
even with
people do use it as a tool
Yep.
to get that genetics. You know what I'm saying? And it'll benefit your yard. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not saying that I won't breed to a red line dog, because I will. It will get you the genetics that you're probably looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to realize how to line it up with your dogs to breed to it. You know what I'm saying? And you might not get lucky like I did on the first breeding.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You might have more flaws on the first litter than I did. You might have 2 or 3 that only have good feet. But if you breed that back to your dog that's clean, guess what? It's gonna get better and better, but you still gonna keep the genetics. It just
yeah,
take a little time. That's all. It just takes a little time.
Yep. Yeah,
yes,
I clean feet is a must-have for me. You know, nice strong rear. Like it's got to be functional. You know,
Yeah.
if it can't function as a dog, then I don't want nothing to do with it.
yeah. And hey, with the feet, real quick too, before we get off that subject, people need to understand that environmental plays a huge factor in that as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Genetics
Yeah.
doesn't
yeah.
play a big factor? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you can't sit there and put your dog in a crate all day and expect everything just to form perfectly
Right.
like the parents. You are messing that dog up because gonna they're gonna stay corrected as the position that they are comfortable in and that they're constantly in. The feet, that's why you raise the food bowl. You
Yep.
want those pastrins. The pastrins, like the pastrins aren't talked about. We talk about feet all the time.
Yeah, wheat pasterns are.
Hey, Walt, like you're talking about, absolutely. Overfeeding is terrible. Like, too much protein will tear down a dog.
Yep.
Like, but vitamin, what is it? Vitamin D from the sun. Puppy's gonna be out when they're
Yep.
ready, when their shots are regulated. Like, you need
Mm-hmm.
to understand the process of it to set them up properly, and then let genetics play its part. But I just want to express the importance of environmental why we're talking about feet.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, anything
especially
from
with
raised
XL, man. Like,
eagles and unstable ground, like gravel, sand, having them walk on that helps with strengthening pasterns as well. But I
Constantly
mean, I'm
working.
telling you that raised food dish is an exceptional start. And then obviously, just like you said a second ago, obviously ensuring that you're not overfeeding your puppies, because I mean, that's just too much weight and you're automatically going to cause them to do this anyways. Just,
You see it all the time. You see it all the time on Facebook every day. If you want to see an overweight puppy and someone tear down a dog that has good genetics and really could be something,
yep.
just watch. Like, this happens all the time, and it's like, God, let the puppy prosper like it's supposed to. Let it develop.
Mm-hmm.
Man, pull its weight back if it needs to. Pull the food back. Add more if you need to. Like, really, just watch the dog and understand the genetics behind it and put the right environmental things in front of it. But again, we can't put feet all on genetic. Like, people need to play the part in making sure the dog forms the way that it's supposed to and ends the way that they're expecting it to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I
Oh,
want to hit on that a little
yes.
bit more too,
Nail care is
because Amanda,
Yes.
I'm gonna answer Jamirio. Jamirio asked me a question first. He said, "Have I ever seen any red be able to go to other lines successfully?" Yes, it can. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be Chevy. Long as you breeding to a clean lineage of dogs, it'll straighten it out. If you got a clean generation of dogs, you know what I'm saying? You just can't get one clean dog and it's got defect on one side behind the dogs, and you go to a breadline dog that's got defect, you're gonna get the same thing. You're gonna get feet. But Amanda, we talked about this at the show in November. And I say this because you can learn so much from an individual. And me, by breeding dogs, been in the game for a long time. I had no idea. But Amanda, it was a dog there. I can't remember the dog, but the dog was kind of cowhop. Okay. All right. Amanda said, I asked Amanda, I said, Amanda, can you work that out of a dog? She said, yeah, certainly. You got to run it uphill, walk it uphill, or something like
And
that.
downhill
Because I
too.
asked her that because it's a guy that came from Mississippi, northern
Yeah.
Mississippi. He came over to my house. He had a male off of what's Tran big dog name now? Or what's the dog? What is it?
Lion
What's
King.
his name? Lion King. He had a male off Lion King, and he was so cowhop. He was cowhop really, really bad. But this was somebody that did a breeding with Lion King. I don't know what the mom was, but he was real bad. You know what I'm saying? So he came back over my house 6 months later. You couldn't even tell that dog was cowhop. I said, man, what
Yes,
did you
there
do?
we
He
go.
said, man, I let this dog run around every day. Every day I let this dog
Yep.
run around. And
gotta
I
feel that
worked him
inner
in.
thigh, baby,
And
that
you
inner
couldn't even
thigh.
tell, he couldn't even tell that he
Yes.
was cowhocked anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There we
So,
go, Bruce.
so if your dog is cowhocked, if you know what cowhocked is, you can straighten that out. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You can straighten that out. Man, I was blown. And I didn't think it could be done. I just didn't think it could be done. But when me and Amanda talked about it, when I seen that dog again, it came back to my remembrance, the
Yep.
conversation that we had.
Especially if
Bruce
they're
is on it
still
tonight.
young.
Y'all listen to him. I love when Bruce gets like this,
Oh, I
man.
know. I love these conversations. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When Bruce gets excited about something, it's like
He's doing the
everybody's just
pointer
in
and
trance.
everything. Hey,
Yeah.
I love it, Bruce.
So
Real
like
I
talk.
just
in,
been there,
No
man.
knowledge, man. I love listening to
in my
you
in
talk
my opinion, my
about dogs,
property
man.
is perfect for dogs because the terrain is like
Yeah.
up, like it's just all hills. And so when I'm working, with the dogs or whatever, I like to go to the bottom of the hill and then run them up to the top. Let them come back on their own, run them up to the top.
All right. So
I'm
how do
not.
you work your puppies? How do you progress to that? Because that's important, especially with what we're talking about, the progression of
So
puppy exercise. How much time out and what
when when
exercise?
when they're puppies before they're 18 months old, I'm not working them. Like they can run around and be puppies, but
But
they're not doing anything that's like high impact or nothing like that. I'll let them run uphill, but they're not running downhill.
At what age are their bones done fusing?
I mean, honestly, the bigger the dog, the longer it takes. So if you got,
Good answer.
like tall blood, something, like Ellis, it's a lot longer than, something that's going to be on the shorter side. I generally I say between 18 to 24 months, give or take.
Mhm.
But 18 months for me is kind of that sweet spot,
I like
where
that.
I'll really start working them out a lot more.
Yes. And I asked that question, and Doug, I love the answer. And of course, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I knew the knowledge,
Well,
and we've talked enough. And you're the guest, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
mhm.
But people need to understand the progression. Don't just let your puppies run around all day. Don't you have to restrict them to a certain degree because they will wear themselves out. They will injure themselves. The bones need to fuse. They need to be limited
Come here.
or restricted to make sure that they really progress the way that they do. It's very, very important. Again, we're talking about the food that they consume. You know, make sure that they're consuming the right amount of food, make sure they're getting the right amount of protein, but then also the exercise time. Make sure you're exercising them correctly and make sure you're just setting them up successfully. You know?
Yes. So my male gator, he hit 100 pounds at 6 months old, and I struggled to keep weight off of him. Like he would look at food and just gain weight. So I did everything. I restricted his food intake. Pretty much kept him around 100, 105 pounds until he was 18 months, and now he just turned 2 back in May, and he's probably 118, 124 pounds right now. Short, 21 and a half inches tall. But some dogs, man, like, you'll struggle to keep that weight off of them, and some dogs, you'll struggle for them to gain.
Yeah, exactly. Genetics,
Yep.
man. And then again, we're talking about like learning, understand what's behind them, because genetics are going to play a factor. People
Yep.
talk about GK, especially after Kimbo and things, a fat gene. Is that a real thing? I don't know if it's a real thing or not, but they do throw a wider dog. So knowing that's what's behind them, you understand that girth's going to be behind them. So really understanding that. But yes, don't put the unnecessary weight.
Yeah.
Like restrict
Yeah,
what you can, so they're not doing it. Unnecessary is different. Genetics and unnecessary is two completely different things.
Yeah, you don't let your dog get fat. Puppy or dog, just don't let them get fat. Too many people just take it to an extreme.
I like my dogs to be a little different. I'm chunky. I want my dogs to have that muscle, so
Oh my gosh. Lord, Doug, man, you're awesome. Like the transparency, Doug is Doug all day, every day.
Oh,
call in, he's out there.
Yeah, he
feeding
wakes up like that.
He's out there getting eggs.
Yeah, y'all pray for my wife because she needs it. She
Oh
needs
my
it.
gosh.
She needs
But
it
he's
right
a
and
dog
everything.
man. Like he talks dog and he does it for the right reason. How he was talking about how he's not pre-selling dogs. He's not doing this to make ends meet. Like he's doing this for the love of the dogs and really understand the breedings he's putting together and going for something. A nice, solid function. Like I asked you the question, but I knew the answer. Like obviously we talk, but just by following you, you can tell what you're going for. Because you stay so consistent on the look you're going for,
Yep.
and you never, ever differ from it. And I respect that. That's like what drew me to you. Like, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Like, this is someone that sticks with their guns on what they're looking for, because there's so many people swaying on every breeding. You understand it in 3 breedings ahead. How many breedings ahead are you planned?
I mean, I've got plans for dogs that aren't even born yet. Like I've already got plans for pups off of the Leviticus Lucy litter that probably isn't even going to go down until sometime in February.
Those are going to be some monsters.
Like I
Lord.
yeah, I mean, I need to start writing this stuff down because I'm getting old and I'm gonna start forgetting stuff. So I'm gonna have to start writing all these breedings down. But I do it all off the top of the head. But
Lord Jesus, start writing it down tonight. Start tonight.
He's
Start
like,
tonight.
Yep.
Oh man.
But the goal is hopefully everything goes as planned. There's gonna be stuff that gets thrown at you that is just way outside of what you were wanting to do, and you either got to figure out a way to make it work, or you go another direction to get to that same end goal.
There you go. You just said something. I love that. And going back to like what we've been talking about on this live, what we stand for, but Jerry James said it very, very well. Have a contingency plan.
Yep.
Have dogs like understand what you're going for. First of all, develop what you're going for. And when I say vision, anytime I ever use vision, anyone watching, please understand this. That is within the breed standards. That is first and foremost. the vision should align. And when I say vision, it's the dog that you have that is your ideal dog that you're breeding your program towards.
Yep.
That's when I say vision. But I love that because
Yeah.
a vision needs to be in place. And then, yes, you need to have dogs that will fit that, and dogs that, if this primary dog can't, well, this one can still give me what it's going for. Because don't just breed a dog because it's in heat. Have a plan on,
Yes.
on what you're going for. If it's not furthering your program, don't do it. If you're selling every puppy off that, don't do it.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not selling every puppy. I have a hard time selling puppies. I want to keep them all. But then I'm like, man, I'm broken. I need some kennel upgrades. So
He's got chickens and puppies.
Yeah.
Chickens and puppies. Anyone
I'm
needs to
telling you, your
call Doug
program should
Shofner.
pay for your program.
Yeah.
That gets to a point where your program essentially starts paying for your program and the upgrades and the necessities and ER visits,
I'm
heaven
gonna have to
forbid,
start
stuff
selling
like that.
my bourbon behind me to, make some kennel upgrades.
I don't see you doing that. I don't see you're gonna. You're gonna cry
yeah.
at shows. Oh, but no,
But,
it's
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
get there.
and as far as like style of dogs go, like I got dogs that are kind of more on the extreme side, and then I got dogs that are, on the athletic side.
Yeah.
But they all have a place,
A purpose. A
Yep.
purpose for your breeding program. Like, they're loved, but there's a purpose for your breeding program, and that's what I like.
Yep.
They're telling you don't sell your bourbon.
Oh no, I'm not.
You have
My
enough
brother
chickens
wants me to give it
where
to
your
him.
bourbon is safe.
Apparently that's a faux pas, that's sacrilege. Don't do it.
This guy's got 4-foot chickens. He literally messaged me talking about, hey, y'all want some chickens?
Wait, you don't?
4 foot.
Yeah. Talking about 4-foot chicken. I was like, hell
I need
no.
I need some of them in my yard.
So
I ain't
they're
gonna lie.
Goliath
called
one?
Indio Gigantes. They're called Indio Gigante. They're out of Brazil. It is the tallest chicken in the world.
This is a true story, by the way. He really messaged me and said this.
So listen, some of them, like, they'll get up to 52 inches tall.
Yes.
52 inches. That's over 4 feet tall. Could you imagine one of them little dinosaurs chasing you around the yard?
That's taller than my daughters, both of them.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
Skip
no,
don't
man, I'm
want me
cool.
talking to his wife about chickens.
Oh my god.
You know,
Because
though,
she'll end up
that might be good to terrorize my dogs a little bit. Maybe they should be a little scared. I think
Listen,
that might
Hey,
help
Doug,
a little bit.
I don't keep
Talk
mean
to you.
roosters. If I have a rooster that comes after me, he's dog food. Like he's
Oh,
gonna get eaten.
Doug, do you grill
They
out
mean-
chicken? Do you grill out chicken in front of these chickens?
So like we'll go to the store and we'll buy a rotisserie, and
You
I'll
are
throw it out there
savage.
for the chickens to eat.
You are a
And-
They
savage.
will eat it.
Oh,
They will eat their
they
own
love
anything,
kind.
just
They
like
love it.
pigs. Anything.
Yeah, they love it.
Any carnivorous species is cannibalistic. Like, they will eat their own. They do not care. We're the only ones that literally were like, no, we can't.
Yep.
Hey, Doug. Hey, how big the eggs are?
For which ones? I mean, some of them are like, like really, really small. Some of them are a lot
The
bigger.
big eggs, the
I'm talking about
52-inch eggs. That's what he's
I'm
talking
talking about
about.
the 4-foot
Like
chicken.
an ostrich egg
They're just a little bit bigger than the regular chicken eggs.
over here.
What?
Hey,
Breeding
Yeah,
raptors.
they're just a little bigger than a jumbo egg.
I need you to ship me a dozen fertile eggs, man.
Lord, you're gonna have 12 4-foot chickens.
I got a
Running them
good
up.
incubator too. So.
Bruce, if I go to your house and one of
You
these
need
chickens
incubator
is
You're like
too?
on me, I'm
Jurassic
punching it.
Park
I'm
over
punching
there.
it right in the throat.
Like, build new electric fences.
What you say,
I'm
Doug?
gonna be fighting a chicken in your front yard.
Yeah. Hey, if he does, Bruce, you got to go live so we can laugh at him.
Well, right. And be like, did you learn nothing from Jurassic Park, sir?
Oh
Nothing.
my god.
Oh man.
Lord
Yeah,
Jesus.
I like the chickens that are, more laid back and nice, like the Jersey Giants and the Brahmas. Those are big chickens. Like, they'll get 36 inches tall. But like on a big rooster. But they're all pretty calm and laid back. The
So you
little
got some
baby
goats coming?
Brahmas, or not Brahmas, but the little bitty chickens, like what Oh, dudes got those. Those get a lot meaner.
Like that was a jab and a compliment.
Yeah,
Corey,
the little bitty one, you know, like the little Vienna sausage of chickens.
Doug's got the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Corey's got the Vienna
I
sausage.
got the bratwurst of chickens.
Oh the bratwurst. You're getting extreme now. Easy, rein it
Oh,
in.
Lord.
Rein it in.
Fainting goats, Stu, I'm gonna be getting them, but just don't tell my wife.
She's on here.
She's the one that said it.
Oh, shit.
You're killing me. Oh, hey, so we did have a question because we I know we've been talking about, eggs and, putting that over kibble and everything. And so this obviously kind of correlates with that. Michael wants to know if you've had any trouble like high protein in your, like either your kibble's high protein or you're adding protein to it. Do you have any issues with like your in-house dogs? You're probably a little bit less than active dogs at having that irritate their
So
stomach at all.
as far as protein goes, if you got dogs that are, laying around all day, not doing anything, like why do you have them on high protein? They're just gonna get fat, Like the high protein and high fat dog foods are meant for active dogs, that are working or, doing some type of sport, or you're working them on a daily basis or something like that. So, as far as like high protein goes, I feed a 30-20 kibble, and then I add stuff to it, whether it's, venison or, fish or eggs, stuff like that. But I try to make sure that my dogs get worked. And you'll see in the photos that I post of my dogs, like, and some of them, they may look a little fat, a little overweight, but it's just the angle of the photo, because most of my dogs are, they'll be pretty thick and muscular, but they're also athletic and they can move and they can breathe. And, I live in Kentucky. It gets hot and humid. It's not like Alabama by any means, but, when it's 90 degrees with, a 76% dew point and 100% humidity, it makes it tough on the dogs. So I want to make sure that, my dogs can.
Then why are you living in Kentucky?
Because
Because he can hear everything. That's why.
It was
So I
either
can hear the interstate 120 miles away.
I mean,
or
come on.
it was either here or stay in Maine, with 300 inches of snow. I don't like. I'm
Well, that's if
fat,
that's
man.
the
I
two
don't want to be
options.
shoveling
Like,
snow.
Lord Jesus.
I'd rather shovel dog
Complains
food,
about the state, but
not
fuck
snow.
it, he lives there.
Yeah.
Do you only feed your dogs a Nook Shook?
I don't feed my dogs a Nook Shook.
I swear.
I got the hat because a Nook Shook is sponsoring our show.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
So we'll have some
Sponsorship
Nook Shook
plug.
products there. Yeah, I mean,
What do you feed them?
I'm on Sport Mix right now. The 30 or the 30-20 that they got. But I'm adding in, a lot of raw stuff here and there. Whether it's venison, eggs, sardines ain't raw, but they get a lot of good stuff. They eat better than we do.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, real quick too. I like how you said that about the chickens earlier. Like you were adding them, with your program, things like that. How do the chickens and the future goats, how do they play a part in your program? Like how would they benefit your program?
So obviously the overabundance of eggs. So anybody that's thinking of adding chickens just for eggs for your dogs, get quail. They take up less space. They start laying eggs at 6 weeks old.
Wow.
And,
Big eggs too, aren't they?
No, quail are small.
Really?
They're small.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
like super.
three quail
small.
eggs
At
makes like
6
one chicken
weeks?
egg.
They lay
essentially.
eggs at 6 weeks?
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
start laying eggs between 6 and 8 weeks old,
Yeah, they're mature.
and they'll lay 300 eggs a year.
Yeah.
You know, so if you got, 10 quail, you're pretty much getting, on average 10 eggs a day, as long as they're all hens.
How often do you give your dogs eggs?
I'd say 3 to 4 times a week.
All right, and these are
And
fresh farm.
they get, what's that?
What's the difference? How often? What's the difference between how often would you give the fresh farmyard like you're getting, or if you're buying them from the store, would you give them the same?
I would do the
amount?
same.
Yeah.
The difference between, having fresh eggs and store-bought is, on average, the eggs that you buy at the store are 60 days old.
Okay.
So if you crack, a store-bought egg and one of my eggs, in the same bowl, my egg is going to be like a more orange, richer
That's right.
in nutrients kind of thing.
That's
But
cool.
they
I
get
like
the
that.
shell as well. Like, they get the egg and they get the egg shell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, and Sean was saying that they're a little heavier in nutrients, the quail eggs versus
Yeah.
chicken eggs.
yeah, for as small as those eggs are,
Yeah.
and they taste great too. Like, people eat them,
Yeah.
like, you go somewhere to get quail eggs, it ain't cheap.
Quails ain't either.
No.
No, yeah, quail eggs are not cheap. They are not
No.
cheap at all. Like, I mean, you would think that because they produce so many more eggs so much more frequently than chickens, that they would be like way less expensive, but it's just,
Nope.
demand wise, they're more expensive.
Rabbit.
Hey Doug, I thought about it too. I thought about, getting quails, and I looked at the part that you got like build for them, because you can't build their houses up real tall. You got to build them kind of short, because they spooky birds. Because when you like go up there, you don't want them to fly up and break their neck and stuff. So you got to build it like at a certain point. I looked at it.
Yeah, I did a 3-tier, and it's 18 inches between each one, so they're all 18 inches tall,
Yeah.
and you could put 12 in each one. So,
Nice.
but rabbit is another good thing to raise for dogs. Rabbit meat is
Man,
nice and lean protein.
they too good to give away to a dog, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't raise some before. Hey, look, I ain't off the subject real quick. I used to raise them, right? So, hey, they'll grow. You could 12 weeks old, you can kill them.
Yep.
You can skin them out right there, wash them up, put them on the grill right there,
Yep.
and cook them for just a few minutes. Man, tender. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Listen, hey,
Boy.
you're over here preaching, Bruce. All these others, they have no clue. They don't even
Man,
know.
Oh,
man.
I had rabbit when I was in
Bruce had a moment
Germany.
right there. He said, "Ooh, he tasted it. He tasted
Man,
it."
I'm telling you.
Uh-huh. What did you do? New Zealand's?
I did. No, I didn't do. I did the Giants. What was the
Rex?
No, it wasn't the Rex.
Yeah,
It was
Giant Fleming?
yeah,
Fleming.
Flemings. I did the Flemings, and I did have some New Zealand's and something else mixed. But the New Zealand, the Giants kind of raised kind of slow.
They
The
don't
mix
mature
I
as
had, the
fast.
cross,
Yeah.
they raised fast. They raised faster than that,
Yep.
because you can like have a set of rabbits, and about a month later you can breed the female right back.
Yep.
Right?
Bruce
Just
knows
that
anything
quick.
about any animal.
Yeah.
I done did a lot, man.
How do you
I love
Oh,
it,
feel
man.
man.
about emus, Bruce?
Huh?
Like emus, Bruce. Do you feel
I ain't
like
never,
you?
I ain't never dealt with
I ain't
emus.
messing with no emus or ostriches.
No, I ain't messing with them.
Although I will say, listen,
No.
there's a farm in Tennessee that sells emu and ostrich meat. It's good. It's like, so it looks like a red meat,
Mhm.
like you cook it like you would a steak. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
There's no way I would go somewhere and be like, you got some good ostrich. Compliment to the chef. No, I'm not getting no ostrich.
Yeah.
So other than birds, you mentioned goats. Like, so how would you like incorporate goats into your program as far as like for your dogs, your kennels? Like,
Ultimately, I would like to get goats for milk
There we go.
and whelping puppies, because there's nothing like fresh raw goat milk. And we've been kind of looking into it a little bit on, like taking that milk and turning it into powder form and storing it and, bringing that back in for whelping. And because like the stuff you get at the store, it works. It's decent. It's crazy expensive, depending on what you're getting. But the process on like turning it into powder form is, you can do it in the oven, but it's pretty time consuming. I think my wife said if you have a dehydrator, it's like 12 hours, But
yeah.
I think ultimately, being able to do our own like powdered goat's milk and maybe some different products for dogs, from the goats, horns, for chews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are a little too small, I think, for.
Hey, incredible question, man. Cody Watkins. Opinions on why no new bloodlines are coming through. Only the OG bloodlines exist for the most part in Excels. Not old enough yet? Question mark. So why is there not any new bloodlines that are being created? And we're talking about just OG bloodlines. I guess specifically Excel is that, if I want to make sure I'm asking correctly because I love the question.
I think
like
there
the
are people out there creating their own bloodlines, but it's a very time-consuming process. It's like you're not going to do it over 10 years. It's going to take a long time, to create your own bloodline. As a matter of fact, Skits is in the process of doing his. I mean, you talk to him and he's got stuff planned out like infinity. I mean, that man is just insane with what he's doing. Like he's got breedings that he does that you'd never even hear about because he's keeping everything.
Yeah.
I mean, so there are people out there that are trying to do it, in the process of doing it, but it just takes forever. It's a long process.
Yeah, we have talked about that before on here too. I forget who we talked to that about. Um, Actually, a lot of people back in the day now, me and Caleb we didn't have an argument about it, but it was like after your 3 generations of the dogs that you started with, you could change the name of the bloodline to whatever you want. And see, a lot of people, they just branch off other stuff you know what I'm saying? They branch off other stuff, but just did the few breedings and they changed the name on it. They didn't create
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
They just, they just went down the line and they just called it another bloodline.
Yes.
Because we have so much blood out here, now they sell blood I ain't never heard before in my life, ever. That's something that some people just thought of and just changed the lineage of it.
Yep.
And just like it goes back to the gray line. When Gotti came about, it changed the whole thing. Don't nobody call it gray line anymore. They call it Gotti. Same thing. That's what people do nowadays right now.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that Juan Gotti is gray line.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I mean, you can call it Gotti line all you want, but it's gray
It's gray
line.
line. That's right. That's right.
But
Yep.
people get that, that well-known stud, and then they run with it. And I mean,
Yeah.
there ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, if that's what you want to call it whatever you want. I mean, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
So, yep. But see, I like like I like that Juan Gotti line, and then I also like that Dax version of Gotti line too. I think they both play, you know, they're both tools. You know,
Right.
like
Yes.
you bring them both together. See, that's like when I'm looking at a breeding, I'm not even concerned about the dog's height necessarily. You
No.
know, to within a certain extent, because like depending on what's behind that dog, like my female, she's 18 1/4 inches tall, but you know, you look at the ped behind her and it's all XLs.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, breeding her to my male that was 23 inches tall, I wasn't concerned. All of them come out, you know, between 21 and 24, except for one female who is the same, you know, same size as her mom. But
Yeah.
What is too tall for you in your program?
it really depends. I mean, one of my males is 24 inches tall, and that to me that's right on the edge. Like I wouldn't breed him to a female that's really tall. I would take him to something that's on the shorter side, you know, because I mean I like my males between like 21 and 22
Okay.
is what I like to stay around. But I'm not
So
gonna
so
get rid
so
of.
look. So if you had a 25-inch male that had everything that you wanted in a
Oh,
dog,
I'm a
would you
breeder.
would you use him? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I got you.
But I'm gonna find that perfect female that you know is gonna bring everything to the table. That's you know gonna keep what I love about him, but is gonna take that height back down a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that. That's exactly what you should, man.
Yep.
Like knowing what the pheno, Geno, like man, put hands on the dogs, like understanding like really
Yep.
what's in front of you and how to pair them together. And
I'm
Hey,
gonna go put
John
some
asked the
hands on.
question.
What's that?
He said, "So Gator Bully is a bloodline, or is it just a name people in the hood call the wide mouth bullies?"
Oh, good
Who said?
question.
What was that question now?
Uh, so is Gator Bully a bloodline, or is it just a name people in the hood call the wide mouth bully?
He's talking about. I think he's talking about gator mouth is what he's talking about, and it's just a term. Like it's not a bloodline. He's talking more pit bulls. Like so,
Oh,
like when
the
we were.
Gator dogs back in the day, Gator dogs.
Yeah, that's
You
what he's
know,
talking about.
you know why they, you know what, on the game dog side, you know why they call them dogs that? Because as puppies, when they flip them over on their back, under their chin right here, when you lay them on the ground, it kind of like look like a gator head.
Yeah, wide,
Yeah,
nice and wide.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's what they came from. It's something somebody just came up
Yep.
with, man. I mean,
It's just like red nose and blue nose and you know
yeah.
all those terms. Yeah, BC, I got that blue nose blood. I got that black nose blood.
uh,
I got it all. Yeah.
Hey, when somebody say that, you can tell right then that they don't know nothing about dogs.
And,
You're like,
and it's
oh,
not necessarily, you know,
Nothing
like
about dogs.
it used to kind of mess with me a little bit, but a lot of it is just, you know, like they don't have that education, you know, in dogs like what we got. And I'm still not up here. Like I'm still, you know, I'm still down here. I'm still learning. So like hearing stuff like that, I used to comment on it, and I just like I got to stop doing that because it gets me in trouble sometimes. And but you know, it's just they just don't know any better. You know,
there we go. I
that's
love
Yeah.
all
that.
it
I
is.
love that you're taking accountability and saying that seriously, and that's why we do this. Like for the ones that want to learn,
Yep.
view in, ask questions, inbox us because you're right, Doug. Like, and I appreciate you bringing that to light. Like, you know, a lot of times on boards, people will ask questions, and then like a lot of people will jump on them, and it's like, how do you expect these people to learn? You're
Yeah, 'cause,
literally running.
like, I'm an honest guy,
they love
and
community.
I don't sugarcoat nothing. And a lot of times that makes me, come off as an asshole. And that's, that's just not where I want to be. Like I would rather, help somebody kind of learn. But I just, like, I don't know how to explain it any other way. Like I get on there and I start typing and it just comes out, wrong sometimes, like, and I don't even mean it that way.
But Doug, you do a great job. Like, seriously, like, because I don't want to beat up on you. Like, you are a breed advocate, and that's what you're talking about. Like, you know, answering those questions. Like, everyone that's viewing in, everyone that loves this breed needs to be a breed advocate. When people are asking questions about your dog that you see out and about, and they're like, hey, is that a pit bull? Or, hey, you know, they're scared of the dog.
Yep.
Talk to them about it, because educate them. The lack of education, we can't judge people if they don't have the education for it. Let them know. Like, bring your dogs out so they understand the temperament, and these aren't pit bulls. Like, the drive, you know, we talked about the drive, and I like a dog, you know, to have that dog. But American Bullies is breeding the temperament, and so yes, let's be breed advocates and really push that. So Doug, like, I want to put light on you, man, because you do that. You were an admin on so many boards, and you are constantly pushing the breed. And
Yep.
that's why we asked you to come on this. And man, what you brought tonight, this has been incredible live. You know, we're going on 2 hours tonight, and we could go on a whole lot longer. Like, you got Bruce.
Has it been that
excited.
long? I thought it's been like 10 minutes or so.
Yes.
You know?
I haven't seen Bruce this excited since Lord Jesus. Bruce got into it. I love it. I love it.
Bruce was like, y'all got the real chicken man coming on, so I'm going to be on.
Oh, yeah. He said, I feel like I'm being, I don't know. But
Yep.
no, it's been incredible, man. I appreciate what you're doing. Seriously, like, keep being a breed advocate, because that's the type of people we are looking to bring on. And that's why we asked you, because you constantly push the breed forward. And we thank you for what you do, man.
Yep.
Hey, Caleb.
Will
Look,
Tolbert got a question.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's what I was going to read that question, because
Okay.
I never co-owned a dog, and I want to see
Oh, yeah.
what you guys' thoughts on it. All right. He said, can we discuss proper co-owns for a minute? What's acceptable and what's not?
What's in contract is acceptable. What's not is not. Contract.
Yeah. So,
Contract.
number one, whatever's in that contract, both parties have to, be in agreement on.
Yeah.
And if there's something that's in that contract that you don't like, and that other party is not willing to budge, don't sign it. Don't do that co-own.
Yep.
Because it's just going to end bad for both of you.
Absolutely.
I guess he also asking, what's fair, but that's you got to talk it over with the person you gonna co-own with. You know
What's
what I'm saying?
agreed with
I
needs
hear
to be implemented the entire time. Like, I'm not saying that just be like contracts. People ask about contracts all the time. If people are willing to get offended about a contract, they had ill intentions.
Yep.
Contracts keep friendships. Contracts lay everything out, because as time goes on, well, memory gets construed and gray lines come.
Yep.
Don't let gray lines stray what was actually in the agreement.
Yeah.
Put in
The contract
light
keeps
the
both
agreement,
people honest.
and and put it as detailed as possible. But put everything in contract. But co-owns can get very messy, especially if we're talking about with a female. Males are a whole lot easier. But be detailed in the contract, and with especially with females, very, very detailed.
Yeah, I said I would never do a co-own, but I lied. I got one with my boy Skits, and it's an Aries son off of a line breeding with Goliath's daughter. And so Aries and Goliath are both litter mates off of Techno, the only two pups off of that litter. So
very nice.
He's a lilac male, and it looks like he's actually brindle. So
Man, y'all know what? I just actually got a call last night. Actually, Sade called me last night with a guy on the line with
Mhm.
her, and he wanted to co-own a dog with another guy, right? Okay, so the guy didn't tell him what he really wanted. He done bred the female a couple times. The female didn't take, but he told the guy that he was gonna keep the paperwork. All right, so they really ain't agreed on anything. So I say, man, look, I said, get you a contract, agree on something. I said, say for instance, okay, say for instance, if you do a breeding, he got the paperwork and don't want to include you as a co-owner on the paperwork. You do the breeding. If you pay stud fee, he might just leave you with two pups. It ain't nothing you can do about it.
No.
Nothing. I said, always get something in writing. You used to do verbal. Man, I don't seen close friends break up, bust up because of greed,
Man,
man, of greed.
handshakes mean nothing
Always get a
now.
contract.
No,
Nope.
Handshakes today's world mean
everything
nothing, and
in
that's a
writing.
sad thing.
Yeah,
Hey,
everything in writing, and have
Man.
contingencies. That's the thing, is a lot of contracts are they're very vague, and so there's not a lot of contingencies in place in the event that your female doesn't take, or being able to or not being able to choose your stud if the female's the one that you co-owned with somebody.
Exactly.
A lot of times they have to be the ones that choose the stud to the first litter, and so it's one of those
Detailed
things
on
where,
picks, order of picks, studs,
correct, like
stud choices,
everything, and you have,
surgical,
mhm, uh,
PCI, AI,
yep,
whelping, fees of whelping,
every tiny thing. Yep,
everything,
yep, everything down
everything.
to, like, even if it's multiple option buyout. Buyouts need to be in the contract, and they need to be like this or this with that, or there has to be the options in place so that both parties can make it out alive.
yep.
And the thing is if you don't have those in place, it's sort of like oh, well, but you told me via messenger 6 months ago that I could do this with this dog, and now you're telling me no. And it's like, those messages mean nothing. It needs to be in the contract before you even sign it. And
Exactly.
just like you said earlier, if you're reading that contract and something just doesn't seem right, or there's not enough detail, you have them write that in, you have them initial it. I'd have a notary there, but
Notarize,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Without a
So
notary, it's
that way, if
really
you
a piece of
amend
paper.
the contract in real time, it's somebody was there to actually witness it being amended, and witness it being initialed, and witness you signing
Exactly.
it after the initial. So
Yep.
it's just one of those things that you just gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful. Everything in writing, and do not sign anything until you're 100% comfortable with it, and both parties are both like, okay, yeah, this I can all agree to.
Mhm.
Yes. Contract. Hey, someone asked too, and I think they were talking about both genders. He put both breed can co-own. Yes, you can co-own anything. Like we prefer males. Like it's a whole lot easier. We
Yep.
just want
Yeah.
access. Like that's it.
That's it.
Access. Because we want to make everything as easy as possible where there's no lines construed. Access. Stud fees, things like that. Promote them. We have a lot of co-owns,
Mhm.
really all over the place, but mostly males.
Yep.
But yes, there's going to be a point where I think everyone's going to run out of room. Like seriously,
Yeah.
so you have to have that close circle. And someone actually told me, he was actually watching a while ago. I don't know if he still is. He actually told me right before I came on this. He's like, man, get a very, very close inner circle. And that's the only people that you really tell things to. And everything
Yep.
else, if someone messes up, you run this as a business. You have to cut that tie off business wise. You
Yep.
keep it business wise, but man, there's a lot of people that really come to you and come after you when they get a benefit from you. So you've got to really understand that and understand really the logistics of it, because there is a business in it. The further you go, the more people are going to come at you. Yeah. But it was
That's
really good.
true.
Yeah, it was good words of wisdom, man. It was good talk.
I'm trying to find other questions that people had. Stuart has one. He may or may not already know this, knowing you. He said, outside of your yard, what are your 3 favorite studs?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Outside of my yard, 3 favorite studs.
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of. So I'm gonna say, Justin Tarana, I think is his last name. He's got a boy. I think his name is IMAX.
Nice.
Off of
Nice.
Champion Viking.
Yes, sir.
I've been watching him for a while. I love that dog.
He produced Smasher. Y'all pay attention
I
to
haven't
him right
heard
there. He
Viking
produced Smasher.
did, yeah. IMAX is off of Viking. Yeah, I love his look. Aries, obviously, like I'm pretty biased. I love Aries. Let's see, third, man. There's a whole lot of nice studs out there, man.
Yeah,
How can you only pick 3?
he's asking. He's asking. He felt he could ask and that you could deliver.
I'm gonna say, I mean, Leviticus, man. Like, honestly, he's definitely top 3 for me. Just seeing how he's developed over his short lifespan, and knowing what that blood does. That's the dog right there. I'm telling you.
When you tie him and Aries together, it's going to be some crazy.
Yep.
Damn.
I mean,
got another.
You look at Levi's headpiece and Lucy's headpiece. They're like they both got the same headpiece. Like, not only that, but then you got you look at the blood behind both of them, and then it's just a no-brainer to me. That's probably like the most excited breeding that I got for a while.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to be hard to top that.
I can't wait for it. Hey, side note, I got Genesis' last son in my lap right now. This boy right here. People don't realize we had a Genesis. So Genesis started Exodus, Leviticus. People don't realize we had a Numbers. Numbers is on the ground. Numbers is in my lap right now. I will not show you him.
No.
I'll
All
be
we
over
can
there
do is
tomorrow.
hear it.
Yes, but no.
Awesome.
So this boy is.
Yeah, see, I didn't know what that was making that noise a minute ago.
I didn't know who had the dog in their lap. Somebody had a dog in their lap, and it wasn't Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
It wasn't Bruce.
No, I love this boy.
I knew that.
Off
Mine's in the
Genesis
background snoring far enough away.
Yes, Genesis and splits. So Numbers. Oh, he's nice. But Doug, man, I love you're saying in those 3 studs, Lord Jesus, man, Justin does not get enough recognition. What I was saying about Smasher, he produced Smasher. It's misconstrued a lot of times because Pro Bulls was in front of the name, but no. Justin produced Smasher. Like, let's give him his flowers. Like, that was produced right there.
And then De Niro, like you got, De Niro's just, I mean, that's an amazing dog. And then for him to be, what is he, like 7, 8 years old, and he still looks great,
man, that headpiece, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the headpiece.
Yep.
Justin he's locked in the headpiece and that old school blood, man. I love it.
That's what I love, man. Like, you look at IMAX, and like I love that.
Yes. Hey, Adam asked a question. He said, "What do you look for when you're breaking down?"
I look at a lot of different things. Like, I don't like, I go back, like until the ped starts turning black and white.
Right. So how many generations do you really, really dive into if you're looking for a stud?
I mean, it depends on how heavily line bred it is. Because you can look at, like, I mean, you guys was talking about this last week, I think. Like, you look at a ped and it looks like it's scatterbred, but then you look at that dog right behind it and it's like, oh no, this is like very heavily line bred. So it really depends. Like if it's scatterbred, you know, you got to look at it a little bit differently than you would if it's heavily line bred. But to me, you know, like scatter breeding has a place, but I'm more, you know, I want that line bred stuff.
Damn right. That's
More
why I
consistent.
love talking dog with you. Line
More
breed,
consistent.
line breed, outcross. Outcross is just as important as the line breeding.
Yeah,
Calculated,
absolutely. But
calculated.
you
Line
got
Yeah.
breed,
to use
lock in those traits, bring in the outcross, lock it back in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those outcrosses, they take a lot more research just because you
yeah,
don't
like
know
you
what
got
they're doing yet.
And
But at the same time, yeah,
understand what
absolutely.
you're
Like,
bringing in, and because the outcross, you're bringing in something different. Make sure it's right.
Yep.
yeah, but what if you're not paying attention and you outcross to a male that's got a way lower COI than your female?
Oh, way
You know,
lower what?
COI.
COI.
Okay, now we're talking. Well,
Like
you
you
need to do your
got, you know, you
research.
got to pay attention
How where
to
are you
what you're
going with
breeding
it?
to.
Where are you going with the breeding that you're putting together? Like, have you been in it long
Yep.
enough where before COIs were really in play? Like, again,
But
you know, we're talking.
you know, you look at that ped, like you ain't necessarily got to look at the COI, but you look at the pedigree and you know, see how heavily line bred it is, or if it's more scatterbred. Or I want with my outcross, I want a male that's COI is going to be higher than the female because I'm bringing those traits in,
Damn right.
and you know, so that's what
So
I'm looking for.
after an outcross, what's the next breeding? How, like, I go tight. Lock that trait in. Tight,
Oh
tight.
yeah,
The tightest
so
thing, that might be the one breeding I use
it
that
it,
dog for. Tight.
it kind of, you know, it really depends. I would say I'm probably going to do like a granddaughter to grandfather or something along those lines.
I'm going to like an uncle, man. I'm going that's line bred. I'm locking it in.
I didn't hear what you said. Your Wi-Fi is a little.
That Walmart
Doug,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
chill out,
I
chicken
didn't
man. Chill
I
out,
didn't say
chill
it
out.
this
Don't talk
way.
about my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi.
Keep my
We like
Wi-Fi out your mouth.
first of all, since you want a jab, we know you are now a. If anyone needs dog food, Lord Jesus, reach out to Doug. It's been in our
If they
face
do
the
what?
entire night. In New Shuck, reach out to Doug Shofner. He is your guy. He will get you the dog food.
I think I
Low
think I think the Nook Shook plug is about to be Stewart. I
Stuart
think
Oh yeah.
Flag.
yeah. I'm a message me. I'll give everybody his phone number.
Hey, Doug. You know what? I want to ask you a question. How did you get Ignook to sponsor you? Did they reach out to you,
That wasn't
y'all,
me.
or
Good question.
I don't know if I think that was Sean Fredericks that got a Nook Shook. Honestly, he he,
Doug's wearing just a
he
free
probably
hat. He's not even
he
part of it. He's
probably
just wearing a
yeah.
free hat.
I just got the free hat and a couple of stickers. I don't know what Sean promised them. You
okay?
know, I just got the free hat.
Oh my gosh,
I've
no,
been promising them chickens.
Yeah, I
no.
actually, from my understanding, Nookshook was actually pretty excited that we reached out to them. You know, not at the last minute. You know, trying to get things for the show. Apparently, a lot of people reach out to them at the last minute.
Yeah.
So if y'all are doing a show, reach out to Nookshook in advance.
Hey, that's.
Mhm.
Yep.
I like that they'll become a part of it and really promote it. I like that. Yeah, but man, Doug, I appreciate you. Like, anyone else got any questions?
Hector had one earlier. He had said, what got you into Excel specifically, or have you tried other classes?
So I have most of my dogs are XL. Some of them are standards. But like I said, when I'm looking at a breeding, it's not necessarily for height. Like I want a bully, first and foremost, and then height, is going to come.
Mhm.
But I love the XLs. You know, I like the big dogs.
We lost Caleb. 1 second. Getting him back on here. There we go.
John said I'm only wearing the hat to cover up that good hair that Caleb's jealous of.
I'm back. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Hey, listen. They say that salt and pepper is knowledge.
Man, I got salt. Look, I barely had hair and I got salt, man. Where's the pepper? Oh,
Oh
Lord.
no.
I think
But no, hey, Doug, speaking on that, though, I love how you just said that, though, because you don't confine yourself within the restrictions of the height. Like, that's exactly how we should look at them. I made a post earlier about this. Like, the breed type is more of standard. It literally is in the name of it. It's standard. That's what the standard's calling for. It's just a different height requirement from that. So the XL is looking for a standard looking dog with longer legs, but the same breed type.
Yep.
Breed type is not just substance. A lot of people equate that to breed type. It's everything that the breed carries. But with what you're saying, standard dogs, like that's it. What's behind it is going to bring it out, the geno and the pheno. Like a taller dog is normally going to breed taller dogs, but the gene pool is going to play an effect. It's going to pull from the gene pool and it's going to bring a dog that down from a taller dog if that's in the gene pool. So people, again, like we were talking about with the bloodlines, we've been talking about all night. Know what's behind your dog and know what your dog can throw and pair it correctly. Be calculated. It's a risk. Every breeding's a risk of what's going to come out. Be calculated.
Yeah, I made a post not too long ago talking about like the look of the bullies kind of all over the place. And in order to get a consistent look, like you got to breed all these other classes together. You know, like the look is never going to be consistent until we start incorporating everything.
Exactly.
You know?
Using it to better itself, essentially. You're using it to better itself.
One breed, different classes of height.
Yep.
That's it. Don't let those heights restrict you from going outside of that class. Breed
Yeah, we're not separate breeds yet, guys.
No.
Yep.
No.
Adam's been saying in the comments all night, and I love it. Balance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is what people need to look at.
Adam always got the good comments.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Adam.
Except for when he's razzing me for not watching the comments. That comment wasn't cool. I'm mad at you, Adam. That's fine. We'll talk about it later. It's cool.
Uh-huh.
Now you're getting him to go to that point, so now he's going to. But yes, no, Adam, man, I appreciate every comment that you make. Like every viewer that's watching, like the comments, the likes, the shares, like it's appreciated more than y'all know. Like seriously, the viewership that we got, the people that are coming on each week, like this has become a very, very fun, consistent thing every Tuesday night. Like I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and y'all haven't touched on it once yet. It's y'all's 2-year anniversary today, right?
It's around this time, October, November. So we are doing a 2-year anniversary special in November that we are going to
for the whole
actually
month, right?
interview each other. But it's right around the time, so 2-year-ish anniversary. But yes, like October, November was when the first Tuesday Night Bully Talk was broadcasted. And it's funny because Bruce was actually the first guest.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
After the first, like it was, it's crazy. But it's been a wild, fun ride. And yes, hey, and I'm glad you hit on that too, because November, we said this last week, November, so there's 4 of us. It is the Tuesday Night Bully crew, but it's Amanda, Bruce, myself, and Michael Higginson.
Mm-hmm.
So in the month of November, each one of us are going to be the 3 of us will be interviewing the other one. And everyone that's in the comments, things like that. Hey, get your questions ready. Ask them. Ask them, and whatever order y'all want them in, let us know. Like, we do this live for y'all. We do this live for people that are viewing in, that are really trying to get something from this, the viewership, the newer breeder that's scared to ask those questions. This is why we started this. And, you know, talking about the 2 years, like 2 years, we've never, ever differed from our original plan.
Yep.
Get the knowledge out there, get the right guest in place. I don't care about the name. I don't care about the kennel name. I don't care. The knowledge. Let's get the knowledge, and let's get people that are willing to go on this platform and spread that knowledge to people that are willing to receive it. And that's
one, teach one,
how
baby.
we've done this. So for 2 years, yes, reach one, teach one is the motto that we've echoed. And when Amanda, man, joined us, we took it to a whole nother platform, and she really, really helped us reach a whole nother platform. And it's been a transpiring thing that we've grown. And man, like the two of them with Michael Higginson, like I can't thank them enough. But we want y'all's input on what Tuesday y'all want each person for November.
Yeah, if you got suggestions.
Yes, like November is y'all's. Like, we are celebrating 2 years of viewership. Like, because that's what it is. It's people that are viewing it each week, asking questions.
So Bruce was the first person on the show. Who were the hosts back then? It was you and Amanda?
No,
No, it was Peyton. It was Peyton. It was Peyton.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Peyton Payne. He's, if you blink, you'll miss him. He's about 5'2". But yes, man, he actually called me one day and he's like, "Hey, man, what do you think about this?" Man, he came up with the idea. We ran with it, and Bruce was the first guest. I think he might have interviewed me first. Like, it was just really kind of testing the waters, and then we brought Bruce, and it connected. And then we're like, all right, let's keep this going. Like, we didn't know what it was gonna do, you know. Just like with breeding, like with getting dogs. Like, man, always be open to difference of opinions, knowledge. Man, really seeing where things can go, because that's what we did. And we listened to viewers, and when Amanda came on this, like, it took to a whole nother level of really, really getting the knowledge and the right people in place, and the way she's able to interview, and the way me and Bruce are able to feed off her, and then bringing Michael Higginson on. Like, Michael Higginson has answered every single time we called him, every single time and more. I could call him right now and say, "Michael, I need you to come on live right now. I just got sick." Well,
Be like, here, give me 1 second.
in 10 seconds, he will be on.
He's watching right now, waiting for me to mess up.
Oh, literally.
Well, and the thing
Literally,
is,
he's in my
what I love
inbox.
about Michael is, I learn something new from Michael every single time he's on, and I know this guy. Like, so you think that, like, what he has to give, we would have heard, but he schools us every time. He just gives us so much more knowledge every single time. I learn something new from him every time. So his addition to the team has just been,
it's been flawless.
invaluable.
Like, every
You can't put a
evolution,
price tag on it.
every single step we've made, every change we've made with the live, like, it's been in progression of what we stood on. So we stand on principles. We stand on exactly what we say we're going to do. We don't bring drama. We don't bring guests that are going to bring drama. We bring guests that are going to bring knowledge. And we want people to view in that are going to ask questions, because that's reciprocation of the knowledge, because they're asking those questions. We're ready to reciprocate that. So it doesn't matter what breed, it doesn't matter what class of the American Bully, if that's what you're doing. We like to talk dog.
Yep. Hey, and you know what though? After when Caleb and them asked me to do it, I was kind of weary at first, because I don't like to be on scene like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to it now. But after the interview, they called me back and said, "Hey man, would you like to be on here? Be a host?" And I thought about it. I said, "Yeah," because I've been doing this so long, about 39 years now, 38, 39 years, been breeding dogs. And I said to myself, I can help someone don't have to go through much trial and error like I did for breeding. You know what I'm saying? I probably can save someone a headache or a couple years of breeding this way, when they can correct it right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Right.
They won't have to go through that, because I've already been.
Yeah, I prefer to learn from other people's mistakes too. So, yep.
There's really no
Hey,
nice way to
ain't that
say
saving
that.
you?
It's
That's
like,
saving you.
It
That's
Yeah.
saving you a
is.
breathing.
It is.
Yeah. It's
But
saving
at the
Yes.
you a
same
breathing.
time, I'm also hard-headed. So, you know,
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I was laughing. But
You
Bruce,
always
that's exactly why Bruce is my man, a mentor. Because
Yep.
what he says he stands on, and that's why he came on here, is because if we can save, especially Bruce's 62 year, how many years you say you've been
oh,
of dogs, he's willing to share that
oh
information. And
man.
I've joked a lot tonight about Bruce, but man, I love when he gets excited about it because the knowledge this man
yep.
has in just the years he's been in it and willing to share that on a weekly basis. We do a weekly live, a new guest on every week, and we do it consistently. And I just want to pat these two on the back because without these two, without Michael Higginson, this live wouldn't go on. We've had Dave Wilson, we've had Alex Ferrer, we've had Christopher James. Christopher James views on every week. Bully the Kid. He tapped in earlier. Man, Fred Duran.
mhm.
Y'all
Man,
was desperate
Terrence.
OG Ramos.
when y'all had Caleb call me. Y'all must have been desperate.
Lord, if only you
No,
knew.
I
If
honestly
only you
feel
knew.
like that's been in the making for a
Yep.
second. Like I think it was just a matter of figuring out like when to have you on. Like I think like we've wanted you on for a minute. It's just a matter of picking a good day.
Yep.
Exactly.
I
Exactly. We
appreciate
watch people,
Yeah,
it.
you
man.
weren't
Like,
bottom of barrel last minute. Oh crap, we need a
No,
guest. No, sir. No, sir.
yeah, and it's crazy because 2 years, like I was thinking, like, man, we're gonna run out of guests. Like, think about it, 52 years in a week, 104
Yep.
maybe. So we're talking about 85, 90. We've had a couple, same individuals. So we're talking about probably 65, 70 guests. So we're thinking, all right, we're gonna run out at some point. It never does.
No.
Like it's crazy because when we get to that point, we tap into a whole nother. And with Amanda, like seriously, give her enough flowers. Like she tapped into a whole nother realm of people. Like, and it's just like the information, the knowledge, the consistency of it. Like it's amazing. Like it's just there's consistent people because others just give us recommendations of them.
Yep.
And the people that we've been
yeah.
they've been willing to come on here. Oh my God.
Oh
It's
Oh yeah.
Bruce. Man, hey, we got to chat. And we're like, wait, who? Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's cool, man. So we appreciate y'all. Like this is for y'all.
yeah. No
We
doubt.
do it.
Yeah, well, it's fun. I like watching every week. When I can live. Y'all definitely have some good people on. That can teach a lot. I'm fairly new, considering like you guys had Sinatra on last night, or not last night, but last week, and that man just like the bully historian, and that's what he needs to change his name to.
Literally. Y'all
He really
follow him,
does. Yay.
Sinatra on Facebook. He is literally a bully encyclopedia every
Yeah,
single
hey,
day with his posts.
he created a new group where he's gonna start posting,
The history. Yeah.
all of this
He
stuff in
sent
Bully
me
there
an
now.
historian
So,
or
invite.
something.
He
It's
sent
yep.
me an
Yep.
invite. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And already like he's inundating that group like with pictures on pictures on pictures. Like he has pictures of Juan Gotti that I've met like
Yeah.
of a puppy of different stages in his life, that pictures that I've never seen, that I don't even know if they've seen the light of day
Yep.
since they were
I seen
taken. Like, so it's one of
I
those things where it's
seen
just
a
like
lot of them
he's
too.
gonna be that page is gonna have a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
really
And
really
it's
beautiful nostalgia for
it,
sure.
it is.
like we definitely need somebody like that in the community. That
Yes.
Agreed.
for sure.
Yes. I know. And Sinatra put, he's like, I know you're tired of seeing your timeline. No,
Never.
Sinatra. I'm joining this group to make sure I don't miss anything, but
Yep.
we are not tired of seeing
Never.
our timeline full of no.
Mm-mm.
Never.
keep posting them, man. Sinatra,
Oh, yeah.
again, y'all follow him. It's crazy the amount
Yeah.
you'll learn just following his page.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, but man, Doug, again, man, I've enjoyed this. I really have. Like, I can talk dog with you all night. But man, I'm gonna go to bed at some point.
I
Yep.
know.
So
You-
I
Puppy
appreciate y'all
seems like
having
it's
me.
trying to already go to
It was
bed.
fun.
Puppy won't show us, but we get to hear breathe. Whatever,
Well,
it's fine.
oh, this boy is exactly what we did the breeding for.
I
Exactly.
bet, yeah. I bet that breeding was one of those ones that I was, yeah. So I'm super
When they're
excited
paired
for the
up,
review.
right? And hey, again, viewing Friday night, I'm going to dive into a little further in a lot of the pairings that we've done. Teddy bear, the ideology behind
Yep.
it, why we did this, the Geno, the Pheno, really how we restarted our program, things like that. Friday night with Doug. I'm
Stuart.
not Doug. I'm sorry, Stuart Flagg.
Yep.
Doug. But Stuart Flagg at 7 p.m. I believe it was. But yeah, it's gonna be a great live, man. I'm really looking forward to it. And tonight's live, y'all like it, you share it, please. Man, Doug's brought a lot of valuable information, a lot of good general dog talk. Everyone in the comments, thank y'all. Like, I love it. I love what's taking place in the comments. That's when we know that we're really being successful. That success to us is seeing the comments that took place tonight. Like, y'all are talking, you're inter-talking in the
Yep.
comments about
Yeah.
getting together in inboxing and talking. That's why we do this.
Yep.
We don't want this like only come to here. No, we want to be an outlet for more resources.
Yep.
Definitely.
So what's taking place in the comments is exactly why we do this. So thank y'all.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
may jump on Friday night with y'all. Drew may. I don't know. Cody Watkins might. Who knows?
There we go.
But I'm looking forward to watching the show with you and Stuart on Friday for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Awesome.
But hey, thank you, Doug. I appreciate you viewing or being a part of tonight's live, man, and viewing it each week. Like, we appreciate your insights. Keep doing what you're doing over there, man.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, you too.
All right, Doug, I'll get with you now. Y'all have
All
a
right.
good one.
I'll
Got
get
some
you some
All right.
chicken
some
eggs.
52-inch chickens.
All right.
Good
52.
Lord Jesus.
All right, guys. Good night.
Happy chasing.